the big boys play.
Should we sit side by side right there?
Yeah.
I can get this one recorded when you get a chance.
Check, check. You can hear it, right, chat?
Okay. That's me. Cori, here we go. We're gonna put this on you. Do you want to do it yourself?
Yeah, I can pop it.
All you gotta do is like put the magnet behind, and then did it work? Did it click?
Nope. Oh, there we go.
I think it did.
Oh.
It might be the wrong side, maybe. The magnet side you might need to flip.
So, this is weird. Ready to go? There you go.
The other side.
Yep. There we go. Got it.
Okay, perfect. And then we'll.
Yeah, it's just
Sit side by side on that.
Yeah,
side.
let's do that.
The rest.
you guys. I mean, you guys are live. You're good to go whenever.
Yeah. So yeah, I've been covering the news already. Very excited to have you. Very excited to have you on the broadcast again.
Thank you.
And I've been awaiting this moment to give you your rightful throne once again. Part of the reason why I was very frustrated with what happened is because I think right now we all are aware of AIPAC's malign influence on American democracy. We are already aware of corporate PACs and the way that they subvert American democracy, the democratic process in general. But you were one of the primary victims of AIPAC's unlimited money faucet. They dumped $9 million on your race. And from what I understand, they urged Wesley Bell, your opponent, who's now the incumbent, to run against you. Why do you think they did that?
Yeah, a number of reasons. So, for one, not only did they dump the $9 million, but they had friends and allies who came in and dumped more, and they worked together. So it totaled out about $15 million. And one, of course, they did it because I spoke out, for a ceasefire, and I am the lead author of that bill for a ceasefire in Congress alongside Rashida Tlaib. So of course that pissed them off. But it was more than that. When I had the action on the steps of the Capitol back in 2021 as a first year freshman, I pissed off the big real estate because we got the eviction moratorium. President Biden went on ahead and pushed through that eviction moratorium. They wanted me from back then. The Republicans and they just had it was just a target. We're going to take her because they didn't want me to mobilize, but also they knew Project 2025 was coming, and they knew that they didn't want me trying to stop it. They didn't want me working against it. So it was so much bigger than my work on a ceasefire. This was more about them getting the Trump agenda pushed through a lot easier, because we got to remember, I was barricaded in my office the day of the insurrection. It was my third day in Congress, and I wrote a letter sitting in that office to investigate and expel any member of Congress that participated in the insurrection, and then got up a week later and called Donald Trump the white supremacist in chief from the floor. So they didn't want that kind of energy.
It kind of feels like saying the truth and being correct, but too early, is often punished in American politics. But do you feel like the tide is now shifting in our direction, where people are actually demanding real fighters and insurgent candidacies? We're seeing the Bernie Krat wing of the party, left populist candidates, rise up and actually take on the establishment and see a lot more success. Do you feel like that'll translate to a victory for yourself as well?
I absolutely do. The tide is so different. There was so much vitriol, so much anger against me and others, Jamal and Rashida, and just people were angry. Even people that we thought were our friends, our allies, they just didn't, or they didn't want to talk to us. It was almost like we don't want the wrath of the White House or the caucus against us, as well as AIPAC. Now people are coming out is speaking out, saying, I'm not taking APAC money. You know, that's the thing to say now, even though some of them are taking money other ways from still the same people.
Yeah.
But the tide has totally shifted. And it will, I do believe it'll result in a win. It'll result in a win if people understand that we got to work to get the win. That's the thing, you know, because what I hear is, oh, Cori, I love you. We love you. But then they won't help. Like, I need your help, because when I stood that night on that stage, the night I lost the election, and I said, APAC, I'm coming to tear your kingdom down, I meant it. And so to go back with a win 2 years later, what will that do? What will that look like? That'll be historical, and it'll open the door for so many other candidates.
Yeah. Let's talk about St. Louis. This is my first time here.
Oh.
It's a beautiful city. There are a lot of negative perceptions about St. Louis from the outside, and this is something that I've actually seen in different places around the country that I visited. I went with Brandon Johnson to the south side of Chicago as well, and I experienced it firsthand, where the way that people present St. Louis from the outside, I think, is very different than how St. Louis really is. And I've also seen this in Detroit, and even in certain parts of Philadelphia as well. Why do you think that's the case?
Because they want communities, especially communities that are dim lit, regardless of if it's a red state or not. Mm-hmm. They want them to seem like it's so much crime. This is not a place to visit. You know, they want to divest from communities like ours, because it helps the narrative that that we need to be controlled. But not here. And that's another reason why people were pissed off with me, because I'm not going to let you, I'm not going to let you just hurt our community without me fighting back. I'm going to tell the secrets. That's the other thing. Like, I'm not a gatekeeper. I'm telling the secrets. I'm telling how people do things in other cities to make sure we get an investment. But, they also, I think also, if people can, one thing that happened in St. Louis, and I truly feel like it's a thing that people want to happen now, if they can move out Black and brown communities from being where most of the money is concentrated, of course, they're like in the downtown area, or if they can move those folks out and then raise the rent, raise the property value, raise, like put these crazy prices on these homes, then they get to like have their, they get to have the area that they want.
Yeah.
So
there's tremendous potential for St. Louis, and yet you feel like the potential is being tampered with because of the demographics of St. Louis being predominantly Black and brown, especially Black, as a matter of fact.
Yes.
They like the votes, though, it seems.
Absolutely.
So this is something that I asked Chris Rabb as well yesterday in Philadelphia. There's this conversation around the Black vote. You're a Black woman yourself. This is the most loyal demographic to the Democratic Party. Do you feel like the Democratic Party is taking the Black vote for granted?
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely, and has for a long time. Growing up for me, I was a Democrat. I was a Democrat before I knew what a Democrat was, and, that's the expectation. I don't have, there can't be loyalty to someone or some group that is not being loyal to you, so we have to pay attention to why are we supposed to be Democrats? Because we believe in civil rights, we believe in human rights, and Democrats say that's who we are.
Yeah.
Those guys aren't. But if we're not the true opposition, then you need to work to be the opposition. Show us your human rights, show us your humanity, show us, and we're not getting that. I think they're taking it for granted too, because in some of our communities, they don't even have to knock doors. They don't have to spend money on mailers. They don't have to put up an office in our communities. We know that this is a Black community. They're going to show up for us. And do we? Yes. Let's be clear. We do show up.
Yeah.
We show up because we're worried about what's happening to our families and our grandchildren. We show up. We don't have the option to not. But it's not good enough now. It's not good enough. We can't be hypocrites, and that is the problem that I have right now. It's hypocritical to say you got to be with us because we're the party of human rights, we're the party of civil rights, but then our civil rights are being rolled back, our human rights are being rolled back every single day, And what we hear is nothing. Or what we hear is a harshly worded letter instead of actual fight in the street. What we hear is that you're making money from off war profiteers. What we hear is that you continue to take money from these big corporations that hurt us, but then you tell us that you're with us.
Yeah. I have a working theory on this, and I want to run it by you, and you can tell me I'm totally wrong if you disagree. There has been somewhat of a generational breakdown as far as voter participation in the black community, where the younger black voters oftentimes are nowhere near as active as the older voting bloc. Now, that's obviously the same as the generational participation for all demographics in this country, for sure. But given the participation rate otherwise, do you feel like this has something to do with the fact that the last time the Democratic Party actually took on a politically risky role, where they were on the correct side of a political conversation, goes all the way back to the Civil Rights Movement, and therefore a lot of younger black folk haven't seen the Democratic Party actually do something for them, stick their neck out for them. And this, of course, is the same on class boundaries as well.
Yeah.
There's certainly an argument beyond the black voting bloc. Do you agree with that assessment?
I think, yes, in the way that it was kind of like, I can speak for me growing up, it was like, okay, we don't have to sit at the back of the bus anymore.
Yeah.
So now we're good. Like, you can buy a home in the community you want to buy a home in. So now we're good, so don't rock the boat. Like, things are good, we're moving forward. And then we got a black president. So it was like, just now we're good. Like, everybody just try to, get the schooling, the house, the, white picket fence and all of that. But in the midst of all of that, we did have the war on drugs. In the midst of that, we did have mass incarceration. In the midst of that, we still had police violence. So that stuff didn't change. We still had communities being redlined. And so many of us just turned to, we were trying to get through. So that's why I say, and I still say, when the Ferguson uprising here, when Michael Brown was killed back in 2014, we said we were woke because we woke up to that's not the real deal.
Yeah.
Under
Obama, by the way.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah. A lot of people forget, and there's like a ahistorical approach to that where a lot of people don't realize that, especially younger people don't realize that, like, there was the same exact sentiment demonstrated by the National Party against the pro-Palestine protesters was what Black Lives Matter protesters initially had to withstand, where there was definitely an antagonism or a negative attitude towards Black Lives Matter protesters under the Obama administration, because people were like, you're messing up our electoral chances here by speaking out when you see something that's going on in your own communities. That obviously shifted after Trump became president and he positioned himself against Black Lives Matter, Colin Kaepernick. I remember seeing that attitude shift from the Democrats, where the Democrats universally were no longer in opposition to BLM, but were supportive of it. How do we get our message across to the broader base of support within the party on issues that you feel are not being discussed or addressed, and what are those issues?
I think one is, people keep saying they're looking for a fighter. Looking for fighters. Where are the fighters? So be that. So our fighters need to be in the front. Our fighters need to be the one. I feel like the party is doing such a disservice by continuing to push up the same people over and over again when the communities across the country are saying we need a fighter. You know what? We have people that are great at messaging. Have them do the messaging. That's not your fighter. Have the people who are great, have the constitutional lawyers help us to figure out what we, what avenues we can go down to make other change. They're not your fighters. Your people that are willing to put themselves on the line, the people that are willing to go up to, that are willing to speak out, that are that flamethrower, put those folks as the fighter. That to me is what would make the difference, because the people are like, oh, I thought you all aren't doing anything. It's not that necessarily that people aren't doing anything, is they're sidelining the people that will go out and when I was on the steps of the Capitol, people said, "Oh, you're so undignified.
Yeah.
This is not what you do. Decorum. And I'm like, no. What's undignified is people being out on the street. When in this country we should be able to house people who need housing. We're sending all of this money, to go bomb children, and at that time we were sending money, to go and well, still we were bombing folks. We were still at that time.
We were still very supportive
we
of Israel's actions in Gaza
absolutely.
at the time.
And so, housing. How do we fight for housing? We know Donald Trump has stripped away so many protections for people who are unhoused. So that has to be one. Making sure that we are keeping our dollars in this country, that has to be one. But of course, we know that that is the hard one, because these folks are profiting off of war, in the Democratic Party. So we understand that. But it's going to take people who don't give a freak about their reputation, that care more about the community and getting the change. So that's why I'm running again, because, I'm not doing this so people can. I'm not doing this for a title. I'm not doing this for a name. I'm doing it because it's what's right.
Yeah. What are some of the key problems facing St. Louis right now that you want to address to the best of your ability if reelected?
Yeah, so we had a tornado hit almost a year ago, May 16th. It was the EF3 tornado that came through some of the most underserved communities that we have. Who thinks that a tornado is going to come through a city? It came through the inner city and hadn't happened since 1959. Those communities were already under-resourced and historically excluded, and now so many people are still displaced a year later. People were sleeping in tents next to their homes, next to the bricks that were their homes. And so for me, making sure that, because we know that the Trump administration has defunded FEMA and made a lot of changes there. But me going back, working on disaster relief, working on what that response is, working on making sure that FEMA and the EPA and all of these folks, that we fight against what the Trump administration is doing, that has to be number one in our community. We need $1 billion to restore this community just back to where it was before the tornado. Mm-hmm. Where do we get that money from? And our current congressman is not doing it. He's not doing it. He's not putting himself out there. So I'll go do it. I've done it before. I will go do it. Also, these data centers are popping up. These huge data centers are popping up across our community, and they're just being ran through these city governments. And the communities are saying, but tell me about how this environmentally is going to impact my block, my neighborhood,
energy prices.
Energy prices. Missouri has some of the highest utility prices in the country already. And what is this going to do to our water? So those are some of the things. But also, community violence. We are still trying to, get this violence under control. But when we live in this red state where it's like, hey, all of the loose gun laws you want to open carry. We can't, we are trying to build this community. We're trying to move it forward. And so what we need is somebody who is willing to speak to the thing and then do the thing, and another issue that is really prevalent in this community is, just folks being able to actually make the ends meet. Even in a place like St. Louis where we have a decent minimum wage, but we still, because of the disinvestment for so many years, we had the same congressman for 20 years, and before that, 32. The same people being in place, doing the same thing, did not allow for there to be new ideas to bring in investment into this community. So we have rot. We have decay.
Yeah. So you actually brought up something that I wanted to talk about,
mm-hmm.
the minimum wage. The increase in minimum wage actually came alongside. What was the percentage that Missouri voted for Trump by?
Oh,
it was like plus 30, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, and yet on the same ballot, there were ballot initiatives in this state, very progressive ballot initiatives. I used Missouri as an example over and over again, that people actually were not against left populism or even very progressive economic ideas such as paid leave,
Paid leave.
and also a $15 increase of $15 for minimum wage. Now, one of those two things actually, from what I understand, in the state legislature was struck down,
Yes.
paid family leave.
Yes.
What does that say about what, even in a deep red state like Missouri, people are demanding as far as necessary changes? And what will you do to fight back and ensure that these things that people voted for democratically, they will be able to get?
We always say Missourians want progressive change, but they don't elect progressive candidates.
Yeah.
And because there is this disconnect, understanding that it's your progressive candidate that's the one that's going to do the work to bring about that humanity that you're seeking, that true transformative change. We hit $15 because it was incremental. We hit $15 this January. And now we should be at 25. Should we be at like 25 now? But we finally got to, we got to the 15. What we need to do though, if we don't get the message out from our party, it has to come. Our Missouri Democratic Party, so much is focused around there and how much they're willing to go into these communities to pull out these candidates. One thing that was said to me was, Cori, would you come to my community and would you knock doors with me? Because I'm afraid to do it by myself. And I would say, because what they would say is, we get hit by cars. We have people come and and do violent acts against us if we say we're progressive, even if we say we're a Democrat in some of our communities. So Cori, if you come, you'll highlight what's happening in our community, and then maybe that'll simmer it down. And so I have done that for some communities. But that's the other thing. People feel like they're left alone. So those that are saying that they want these progressive policies, I can't be seen voting for, the numbers are small in my community. I don't need people thinking that I'm the one that's voting for this progressive candidate or even a Democrat. So yeah, I'll vote for the initiative.
Yeah. So how do you think we cut through that? Because that obviously is because, especially in a deep red state like Missouri, the Democratic Party is seen as a very negative organization, right? Like there is this negative association with the Democrats. That's precisely the reason why people are actually very fond of the policies themselves, but not fond of the party. So the most successful initiatives in deep red states is oftentimes a faceless, lifeless ballot measure that might even be more radical than what the state Democratic representative is actually pushing for. Maybe not so much in your case, but certainly in the case of many other states, where Democrats are even willing to negotiate on the issue of abortion rights. Meanwhile, and I believe Missouri, that was also
Yes.
it was also constitutionally protected in this ballot initiative. So how do we change that? Like, how do you think, or is there even a way to change the attitude of the National Democratic Party in the eyes of many voters who are disillusioned with its performance?
I think we're seeing some of that change happening now as people are pushing back when people are saying to the DNC, we don't want corporate money. We don't want to see corporate money in our primaries. And even though we're not where we want to be, the fact that there have been resolutions brought forward and there have been votes that say, the people said no. That's different. I wouldn't have expected that a year ago, let alone 5 years ago, let alone a year ago. So that's one, but that has to filter down through to our state parties and the respect for progressives. Progressives are not the fringe. Progressives are not the enemy of the party. And that's the problem, because we're silenced. It's like because you won't be status quo with us, because you won't fall in line, then we will come harder at you than we come at the Republicans. That's the issue. Let progressives be who we are. If we're a big tent, then you want to stay a corporate centrist Democrat, and we are who we are. But if you celebrate that, then the people who are like us all over these states, you will bring them in. Now, true enough, will start to push out these folks that are the corporatists. We will, because we'll be the ones to start winning, just like you said.
But that's the fear, right?
Yeah. Oh, that is the fear.
And I think there's a power center in the party that wants to win or lose by their own design. And we saw with Kamala Harris's electoral defeat against Donald Trump that they were perfectly willing to lose as long as they kept that control over the party. This is a major problem. Do you feel like there's any support right now from the centrist wing of the party for your insurgency to win back your seat, or do you feel like they're offering support to Wesley Bell's incumbency?
There has been support, actually, more than I thought. And people reaching out just saying, hey, if you want my help, like, I'm here. And the thing is that I've had to make the decision, do I want that?
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah, because I am going to stay, like, what you're not going to do is move me. You're not going to sway me. And if having your support means that I have to tone something down, mute myself, or stop talking about a position, then I can't do that. And so whether it's on the campaign or when I get back to Congress, if what you're doing is buying my silence for later or buying my complicity, then that's not, like, I can't say yes to that.
Are there any groups that you'd want to elaborate that you've refused the endorsement of or support from?
These are people who folks wouldn't even expect, but I don't want to say yet. I don't want to say yet. Honestly, I want to see who else comes about.
Okay. All right.
I really want to see who else I want to see. I want to see, because as this campaign grows, what people like what's popular. Let's be real. People, they want to see. They like what's hot. So I want to see who comes about, and I want to see if I can change them.
Mm-hmm. You noticed specifically from when you were one of the first, advocating for Stop the Bombs, and people who then were saying,
I'm going to try one of these.
Progressive about Palestine, I don't want to say anything, to now, because things have changed so much and you're running again too, is it people in that world as well? So it's not just like the centrists in the party, but other progressives who are like, well, this time we're with you.
Oh, yeah. Oh, absolutely. Because it was so weird. So many people turned against us, people that are like, you know me, I know you, we know each other. And for them to just be like, yeah, because we don't want the wrath that you're getting, but also where we're funded. Mm-hmm. Where our organization is funded or where our PAC is funded, it's just a little too much for us.
Yeah, we always say progressive but Palestine.
But we're progressive but Palestine, yeah.
But that's definitely changing. Do you feel like, do you think that there is a cause for concern that these movements might be infiltrated or subverted in an effort to become a machine for electing Democrats rather than actually making the necessary changes? We've seen some of these movements where the Democrats will come out and say, "Oh, we're all denying AIPAC." I mean, from Gavin Newsom to even Cori Booker, who is has been a lifelong supporter of not only Israel but AIPAC specifically. Now they're saying that they're actually against donations from AIPAC, but obviously, as is the case with your previous race, AIPAC wasn't directly involved, even though they were directly involved, but they were involved through a subsidiary.
Right.
It was United Democracy Project.
And DMFI.
Yeah, and Democratic Majority for Israel, yeah. So do you feel like this is just another way to hide the ultimate goal of still continuing to support Israel, or do you feel like there's a genuine sea change amongst at least some in the caucus?
I think it's both. Because some people you're not going to move. Some people they just don't care. But then there are some there were some even back then, when I was still in Congress, who would say to me, "Well, Cori, I believe what you believe, and I want to say what you're saying, but I can't." So I do believe that there is a group that is willing to make the move, but who's going to go first and take the jabs?
Yeah.
Who's going to be the one to trailblaze that? That's the issue, because I had to realize, you know what, Cori, you're expecting you from others. And you can't do that. Like, you can't get mad because this presidential candidate isn't doing X, Y, and Z necessarily, because you can't expect them to be you. You know, if you want that, you run. And so that's why I'm running now. But so who are those folks in the Congress right now that will be willing to take that? Because let's be real, that is like, they will probably be, you know, sidelined in the way where you won't get your bills moved.
Yeah.
You know, you might not get your committee.
Yeah. So let's get back to the race that you're in currently. The incumbent Wesley Bell. What do you think it says about his priorities that he was so willing to be what I call an AIPAC stooge? Do you feel like he has been sufficient? Do you feel like he has actually represented the interests of his constituents? What do you think it says that? What do you think it says about? What do you think it says about him that he was so willing to work at the behest of a foreign state like Israel and overthrow a popular incumbent?
Overthrow someone that he knew, someone that has helped him in the past.
Oh, you guys have a history as well.
Oh, absolutely.
I did not know that.
Yeah. I actually called him.
Fake friends.
Yeah, fake friends. I called him when he announced he was running for U.S. Senate against Josh Hawley, because he said Josh Hawley was the greatest threat to democracy. And so he was running against him. And I called him because people were saying, Cori, that's a lie. He's running against you. And so we had a conversation. Oh, no, sis, I'm not running against you. I wouldn't do it.
He lied to your face?
He lied. It's on recording. I have the recording.
Oh, my God, leak it.
Yeah. Well, we put it out.
You put it out.
It's
Okay.
out. It's out. But you know, Hill Harper said publicly when he was running in Michigan, for U.S. Senate, he said that AIPAC came to him and offered him $20 million to run against Rashida. The same thing, and he said the same thing happened to my opponent. Said that he was offered $20 million to run against me. That's why. Because it was an easy way to move into a seat, take the money. You don't have to work hard. You don't have to hit the doors. $20 million will do it, especially in St. Louis in the Midwest media market. Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah. And then also, you know, when you have a desire to, you know, raise, you know, when it's about you and not about the community, you don't care if you've done the work before. What difference does that make? So
because you're not there to do the work. You don't have to be responsive at all.
Absolutely.
One thing I wanted to say about the Wesley Bell situation is, how does it sit with the constituents here that Wesley Bell had a couple town halls and they actually ended up in quite a chaotic situation where a lot of the people that attended his town halls were demanding answers on his allegiance to the state of Israel and how frustrated they were about his lack of responsiveness. And some of them were brutalized by the police.
They were.
And his town hall stopped after that. What do you think that says about how he is governed thus far? And also, do you feel like there is enough animosity towards that by the voters that they might actually make a demand for a more responsive candidate like yourself?
I think there's enough animosity for some. If that wasn't enough things that have happened since then, when you add all of it together, it's showing a pattern of someone who just doesn't care for the community the way that they claim. And, you know, people were brutalized for waiting for him. They didn't do anything. They were just waiting for him to come and talk to them. He told them, wait for me if you want to ask me more questions, and they did, and then they were brutalized. And to this day, he has never apologized. He has never even acknowledged that it happened. That was his security plus local law enforcement that were working for him that night. But he is doing what him being primarily Republican funded, primarily MAGA funded, he's doing what MAGA does. What did we see at the insurrection? You know?
Subversion of democracy, the democratic process.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And so he's walking that out. And even if he wants to do something different, he was just on AIPAC's video. He was just at the AIPAC conference doing a promo for them. You know? He's paying the piper. And so that's what we can expect from him.
Yeah. and not do right by the voters at all. So, I want to run by two different things that I ask all the people that I interview.
Okay.
One is like a fire round, just boom, 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 very quickly. If you support or would be in support of it or would be against it. Let me pull it up really quickly. And the other thing is, I like to call it the Zoran method, where I ask, Zoran was definable by 5 key policies. It's something that I think more Democrats should do. It's something that I think more politicians should do in general, is be definable on their own terms. I think this was a huge problem with the Kamala Harris campaign, that there weren't like key policies that she was on board with, and therefore it created a tremendous opening, a weakness really, for the Republicans to exploit and define her on their own terms. That's part of the reason why I think like a very prescient talking point was Kamala Harris only wants to do transgender bottom surgeries, the Guatemalan migrants in detention facilities. And I think that is a real weakness for a lot of establishment Democrats and centrist Democrats, because they're so fearful of coming out in support of whatever policies that they are actually on board with. So in an effort to reduce that tension or confusion, I always ask people, what are your top 5 priorities for your district, and how would you go about implementing them? The Zoran method.
Yeah, so for me, it's humanity first. So it's everything that we need to do to go grab humanity for people quickly. There's this sense of urgency that I always have, and so right now, fighting against this war, being anti-genocide, keeping that money into our communities, because we need housing. We don't have the affordable housing stock in this community, and we have so many people who are sleeping on the streets right now. We are one of the most unbanked. We're getting better, but one of the most unbanked communities. And so, working on our economic justice, being able to circulate our dollar in our communities, building our small businesses. Medicare for all. We are one of the most uninsured communities in the country. Medicare for all is the floor. Like, that is the basic, making sure that people have actual health care. We do have the minimum wage at $15 an hour, but I don't feel that that's enough. So for me, continuing to push to make sure that everyone has a true livable wage. And then the Equal Rights Amendment, instead of just reproductive care and reproductive justice, the actual Equal Rights Amendment, because making sure we have constitutional equality enshrined in the Constitution, which would give us, help with against housing discrimination, sex discrimination, it would be in support and give us the protections for trans rights, for abortion rights, and so much more. So things that make us whole, all of it falls under humanity for me.
Okay. All right, I'm going to do rapid fire now. Do you support Medicare for all?
Yes.
Universal child care?
Yes.
Abolishing ICE?
Yes.
Do you support holding ICE accountable beyond abolishing ICE?
Absolutely.
A workers' bill of rights?
Yes.
A federal jobs guarantee?
Yes.
The Green New Deal?
Yes. Green New Deal for cities was mine.
Ending aid to Israel?
Yes.
Calling out Israel's genocide?
Yes.
An arms embargo to Israel, both on offensive and defensive weapons?
Yes.
Holding Israel accountable for committing a genocide?
Yes.
Okay. Calling out what Israel's doing to be an apartheid, which is recognized by all international humanitarian rights organizations?
Yes.
Are you in favor of ending America's war on Iran?
Yes.
Are you in favor of ending America's embargo on Cuba?
Yes.
Right now, okay, perfect. Well, those are some of the rapid fire. Oh, a moratorium on data centers.
Yes.
Okay. So, right now, the Trump administration is in this limbo, where we don't know if the war with Iran is continuing, and it's not. It's supposed to be the day of the war powers resolution, where they have to go back to Congress and demand an extension so they can continue waging war potentially. The Trump administration has said that they are no longer waging war with Iran, but there's still a blockade as far as we understand.
Right.
What would you rate the current Democratic Party's performance as far as opposing the Trump administration's illegal and immoral war against Iran?
I think it is the same as everything else. I think the fact what we just saw, the decision with voting rights, we knew that was coming up. I don't feel much happened there to stop it. Everything, I feel that it's all probably at around a 3. If on a scale of 0 to 10,
okay,
I would give it a 3. A 3 for the effort. Yes, we know that you know about it.
Do you feel like the way that they're communicating on this issue rings hollow in even the eyes of the constituents, the eyes of the voters, because they keep consistently talking about a process where their opposition to waging war, whether it be with Iran or whether it be supporting Israel to the hilt, is always about process, but it's not really about impact. The impact that our decisions are having on the Iranian population in the Gulf, or even in the entire Asian market, the African energy markets as well, they're in a state of disarray currently. That's rarely ever discussed. Do you feel like it would be beneficial to communicate to the voters and to the rest of the country that our decisions are not only impacting Americans, but also everyone else as well?
Yeah, absolutely, because, you know, in my travels around the world, I would always hear, well, we care about what's happening in the United States. You don't know our elected officials. You don't know our politicians, but we know yours. You know, we pay attention to what happens in the United States because we know that we're going to feel an impact here. And that was global South. That was, you know, that was in Europe, you know, and so that's a very real thing that the United States has the opportunity to lead, and we're not. But how can the party speak the way that you're talking about? How can you deliver a clear message when your waters are muddy? You know, when I'm saying that we don't want, you know, that we don't want our voting rights stripped. We don't want what the Trump administration is doing. We don't want Project 2025 to be completed. We don't want this war with Iran. But everybody that's funding these things or getting money from it, I benefit from those folks too. So I'm putting it in my campaign coffers, and I'm saying, no, don't do that. But give me more money, and I'm still saying, no, don't do that. The people aren't dumb. See, they gotta stop taking the people of this country, whether the electorate or people who don't even care about politics. Quit taking us for dummies. Quit taking people. Quit thinking that we don't see and that we don't care. The mask has come down, you know. And so, if you're saying that you are the opposition to what Donald Trump is doing, then why take Donald Trump donor money? Why not stand up to him? Because the thing is, I can stick my chest out and hold my head up and speak to that thing because I know I'm not bought by them. I know they don't own me. I know I don't owe them a dang thing. The only people that I'm accountable to is the people in my community and my family.
Wow, powerful. Do you feel like that is a part of the fear? Because, I mean, this, not to make this about myself, but I'm sure you've seen that for the past couple of months now, I've been leading in the media discourse side of things, where I've become a part of the conversation, where demands are being made by Third Way and other centrist and center-right institutions that have some influence in the Democratic Party's center of power to disavow my kind of politics, to disavow me in particular. Where do you think this is coming from? Do you think that it's because they're afraid that they're losing their grip of power and that they have to actually address their constituents for once? And or do you think it's a real significant fear?
I think it's both. They didn't make you. That's a fear. They didn't make you. They didn't give you your chance. They didn't build you. And so you're not accountable to them. And so, yes, that is a fear because I can't control you. And if they've ever tried, if they sent a honeypot or if they sent some money, if they've done something and you didn't stand, you didn't take that, then now we know. So you can't be our guy, but who you are is somebody that's speaking to millions and millions are paying attention. That scares them because what you're doing is it's not just a platform. Well, you are giving license to people who may have felt afraid to speak up or to write it or to do a podcast to say it or to be in a council meeting saying it. You're telling them that, you know what, you can do it, and you can do it at your age. You're saying that now, and you're feeding them the information. You said something, and now I'm going to go look it up for myself. I wouldn't have heard it if you didn't say it. That's what they're afraid of. And you're not afraid. You're not allowing them. You didn't change.
No.
You didn't change. You're doubling down. That's what they don't want. But you know what? All of the discourse about the Democrats need a Joe Rogan. All of that crap.
Yeah.
Regardless of if it's a Joe Rogan or anybody else, you are reaching people. Isn't that what they should be doing? You should want to be with who's reaching people. And the Democratic Party, the country, the politicians, period. Let me not just say the Democratic Party on this, but we've seen it with the Democratic Party so much is, I need all you millions of people to move to be like what this candidate wants you to be. Not this candidate should move to be what the millions of people are saying they need.
Yeah.
That's the problem that we have, and you're holding that. You're making sure you're not doing that.
So that's actually a good tie-in to how we started this conversation surrounding the disillusionment that people feel, specifically the black voting bloc that's been, in my opinion, certainly taken advantage of by the Democratic Party, or taken for granted, rather. Mm-hmm. And we'll move after this. Is my last question. Do you feel like harm reduction narratives and calling out the Republican Party is sufficient, or do you feel like that's not a reliable way to turn out voters any longer? Now, of course, you're in the primary, so it's different, and your district is deep blue, and therefore winning the primary oftentimes is a surefire way of winning the general as well. But if we were to expand that to the broader races that are taking place all around the country, do you feel like harm reduction narratives have been weaponized, and that the Democratic Party oftentimes actually uses harm reduction narratives as a way to discipline the voter base into making decisions that they might not have necessarily considered the best possible option, but the option they were told is the best, most electable option that will unseat Republicans? And given the failures of that narrative, do you feel like we can genuinely chart a different path forward?
We have to chart a different path forward because, Donald Trump won being a bully. He won just saying whatever came to his mind. He won again. And he won again because so many people, even as I've gone into rural communities and talked with people who I don't see, we don't agree. But what they said is that he fights for me. He'll go to bat for me. People don't feel that way about the Democrats, so that's where they have to go. Harm reduction, saying don't go. We're not going to go after the Republican, or this is our message, and don't go beyond it. Even being in Congress over and over, hearing, oh, don't go after it. Don't say anything. Just decorum, and but that's. These folks are rolling back our rights. They're stripping our rights. They are, they're tearing away our social safety net and so much more. So we should be calling it out. And so even in this race, in this deep blue seat, I'm calling them out every single chance I get because that's who's harming my community. Yeah. And if we won't call the boogeyman, if we can't do that, then how do you get the change? If people don't know, if you're not making sure people understand that, Democrats should have the loudest bully pulpit because of what Trump is doing. We should have the loudest bully pulpit, and instead, we keep trying to, can you hear me? Can you hear me? And it's a bullhorn just blaring over our messaging.
I think they're leaning into the overall discontent with Trump. It's the James Carville method. I mean, he very quickly, early on, came out and said, Democrats should just, wait it out.
Wait it
They
out.
should just show their belly, and they should submit, so they show the voter base exactly what it looks like to have Trump as president and how chaotic that is. Now, that's not what the Democrats did in 2016. They actually, liberal or not, created some form of resistance. Obviously, it wasn't enough from my estimation, but there was something there, and I think that's part of the reason why a lot of voters actually decided to reward the Democrats for at least aesthetically fighting back. We haven't really seen that this time around. Do you feel like this is a dangerous gamble for the Democratic Party to just like wait it out and expect there to be a marginal victory, or do you think there's an opportunity to do something more to actually try to fight a legislative battle and to demand more from elected representatives to do more and do right by their constituents, their voters?
You have to do it all right now because all of it is hitting us right now. Project 2025 is 53% done. They only have 69 objectives left that they haven't started. How do we say wait until November? Let's wait until the midterms and everything is going to turn around. How do we say wait when hundreds of thousands of people have lost their jobs and we're saying wait? You know, who gets to wait? The people who have a stable job, who own a bunch of homes, who have a bunch of property, you get to wait. But the regular everyday person does not, and so we need a party that will pull all the levers, whether it's a legislative response and, it's an and. We need to come at it from the local level, the state level, the federal level. We need to make sure that we put, like I said it before, where are our attorneys? Not only our attorneys, where are our law students? Put our law students on. You all do this work. Like everybody has a place right now because. How did we lose this? How did we mess up voting rights yesterday? Or the day before? How did we do that? That is something that will. And so, if we have, we've heard that there are going to be possibly some states that will go ahead and like change their maps, to make them, all Democrat, in blue states. But is that all we can do? Like, is that the only answer? Put in the people who have been saying, look, this is what I do. Put Ayanna Pressley. Let's hear what Ayanna Pressley has to say. A brilliant mind. Put her up. Let's hear what Pramila Jayapal has to say. Another brilliant mind. Put Ilhan in.
Hey.
Quit looking over these folks because they're brilliant. They just keep getting sidelined. And look at the difference. My district is different than Ayanna Pressley's, but that message could still be the same and win those folks. It's two very different districts, Boston and St. Louis.
Yeah. All right. Well, we got a bunch of stuff that we're going to do, right?
Yeah, we are.
I think we have a rally to get to.
We have a rally.
It's May Day.
Yeah.
It's a very significant day, especially around the world. It's unfortunately not as significant in America. We have a separate Labor Day, even though the labor movement and labor militancy in this country actually played a formative role in the establishment of May Day itself. Why do you think that's the case? Why do you think America has a different Labor Day as opposed to May Day, which is the International Labor Day, when a lot of demonstrations take place?
Because I think that, first of all...
I'm going to try this hummus while you explain that.
Okay. Help yourself. First of all, the United States has an issue with how we interact internationally anyway. So I think that us having our own day, our own Labor Day, yes. Oh, okay. Us having...
Oh, we're getting that.
Yeah.
I gotta do a mic swap before you.
Okay. Keep going.
Oh, okay. Us having our own Labor Day, I think, is not that we shouldn't support. Not that we shouldn't support our workers, but I feel like that's a different deal. The fact that we don't even talk about International Workers' Day. Like today, people said to me, why are you all doing something for International Workers' Day? Like it was.
We're a part. I mean,
it was a
the
jab.
American labor force is a part of the international labor force.
Yeah. Well, yes. And so it was shocking that that was a jab at me. Was that why are you all like what is International Workers Day? When I just sat with I just rallied with a group of graduate students who were workers that were asking for fair pay, that were asking for their dignity at their job, and they were saying we're international, like we're international students, and the way that we are treated, in this country, just trying to get our education. So that's why it's important.
And I feel like St. Louis has a history, much like many other places, especially much like many other Black communities, specifically Gary, Indiana, Flint, Michigan, Detroit, where St. Louis had a lot of industry. That has, of course, pulled away.
It is gone.
And now is a part of a string of other towns and cities that have been left behind, and is a downward trajectory. And I think part of that is also the labor militancy that existed here that no longer exists to the same degree.
True. Because we had a lot of we had our uprisings in the labor movement here in St. Louis, and whether it was the labor movement, that even filtered into tenants' rights movements, and I mean, many decades ago. So St. Louis, even 100 years ago, St. Louis was definitely a place where there was organizing for workers. They would shut down St. Louis in order to be able to keep to get fair wages and fair treatment with the different types of industry we had here, especially along this river. And so much of that is gone. But why is it gone?
Chicago.
Chicago.
That's what I've heard.
Yeah, well, I won't go into the Chicago piece. We won't talk about the Chicago piece.
Oh, damn. Just got a lot of
St. Louis and Chicago. St. Louis and Chicago. No, I love my Chicago people.
How are the Cardinals doing?
The season just started,
Yeah.
It's Mike, right? Wait 1 second.
Okay, they can hear it.
18-3 right
All right, you got me a gift? No.
Yeah, you came to St. Louis for us. We wanted to give you a little something.
Oh my God.
You gotta open it.
Okay, let's take a look here. I'm doing an unboxing.
Wow.
This is a very dynamic live stream that we're doing here. Thank you so much.
That's my
We got the Forerunner, Cori Bush.
Yes.
Oh hell yeah! I'm putting this on eBay. No.
And only a Hassan to get it.
And then donate it back to the community.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. We got what is this?
Those are St. Louis' favorite chips.
Old Vienna of St. Louis Red Hot Riplets.
If you like hot,
Oh, I do.
Those are dad's.
Okay. Hell yeah. And then what do we got? Oh. We're gonna vote Cori Bush merch, campaign merch.
You don't get the Hot Boys for Cori.
no, we
Let's
have
go.
Hot Boys shirt.
Never mind.
I do.
Yeah, okay. All right.
Thank you so much.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, you have a shirt.
Yeah, they're my card.
Yeah, it's in his car, but you do have a Hot Boy shirt.
Hell yeah.
All right.
I'll do it.
You can throw it all in here.
Oh yeah, that's true.
You just use it.
Let's put it in the bag so you can eat it later.
Yay! I do like spicy things.
Chad Doney's here as well.
How we doing? Hey, March.
It's good to see you.
Good to see
Give me
you.
a hug. It's so good to see you.
How are you doing?
Far too
You're
long.
looking smart in
And
the
his
suit.
most abused producer is here as well. What's good, man?
What's the plan?
Good to see you again.
What's the plan? You guys are. What's next? Marching?
I don't know.
We don't really know. We're kind of just
Yeah.
following.
Yeah, we're just following.
Heading to the May Day rally now, right? Got us. Cool.
Yeah, I believe that there's a rally, and we're going to be speaking at the rally as well. Cori's going to be giving a speech at the rally. They wanted me to talk as well. I said, yeah, I'll do it. As you know, I love yapping. So
You've been on a tour, right? You were in Pennsylvania yesterday?
Yesterday. I've been going around.
Yeah, we're doing the world tour right now.
And what's with the suit? I haven't seen you in a suit before.
He's a suit guy now.
I know. It's partially because of Zoran.
Okay. Yeah.
Man, but I felt like he put on the suit, and I was like, you know what? We should be a little bit more proper.
Now I feel that. Now I'm gonna have to.
Yeah, look at you, like a schlub. No.
We'll follow you guys.
No, it's good. Now they'll be able to distinguish between you and I, because that was a problem. Whenever we go to the protest.
Mistaking us.
Yeah.
They couldn't figure out who.
Jordan's
So,
Donnie
we're
from
both
CNN.
So tall, dark, and handsome, you know. So
Yeah.
that's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whenever we walk side by side, people come up to Donnie and be like, Hassan, can I get a picture?
Yeah, I can
You
see
see
that.
it.
I can see that.
You're
So-
a good politician, good liar.
Yeah. Oh, no.
That's okay.
I know how to turn on the acting when I need to. No, I'm just playing. I know how to let you have what you need.
Exactly.
You can't forget I'm a nurse too by trade, so I know how to. Yeah.
Yes.
Sure.
Yeah. You're used to dealing
Yes.
with people like me. Yeah.
Okay, which way are we going? This way? Okay, chat. Bear with us here as we transit and figure out what we're doing, where we're going. You guys know the drill. I'm simply one man with a camera and a lot of moving parts around me. Sorry to flashbang you.
Since we gotta go speak now, we don't have time to.
Oh, is he still in here?
You mean my Red Bull? Thank you so much. Thank you for everything.
Okay, we're in this one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. I'll bring the backpack in the car.
Yes, please do.
All right, Caroline.
Let's get down there pretty quick.
Oh, it's like 4 minutes
Yeah,
away.
we're literally like just a couple turns away from the
All
next
right,
location.
Yeah, here, take the donut.
The donor.
Okay,
Oh, they give a shirt too.
we're heading over. Yeah, they did.
Shouts out Medina.
It's their resistance shirt, he said.
Love
What
it.
size is it?
It's definitely gonna fit you, so I'm gonna take it.
What size is it?
It's my size.
What size? God damn it. It's medium.
This is not
God
gonna
damn
fit
it.
you.
You're right. It's yours.
That's how I get most of my merch too.
Yeah.
I love when they get
Thank you
a
very
medium.
much.
They're basically just giving me a medium.
She's the best.
Yeah, she's awesome.
Also, y'all, if you don't have the means to donate, remember phone banking.
Yeah. If you're not in the
Banking is
state,
huge.
you can just call. If you can't make it to St. Louis. Yes, Caroline's greed is the type of greed they write about in the Bible. Okay.
Oh, really? My
She-
greed, I was just about to offer you.
No, I already have one. Also, what's crazy is she literally pulled up the can of Red Bull that I brought, that I was going to finish,
Yeah.
that I did finish, and she shakes it. She goes, "A little rat finished my Red Bull." I was like, "Your Red Bull?
Yeah.
Your Red Bull?"
I opened it up.
That's crazy. Is that how that works?
Little rat finished off my Red Bull.
It's wild.
Mm-hmm.
You better not go anywhere near my barbecue chips that I got from Cori.
You actually better watch out for those because those are fire.
Is it spicy? Is it real
They're
spicy?
really good. They're not too bad.
What kind of food is St. Louis known for?
Barbecue.
I like that.
Good ass
that.
barbecue. I worked at a pizza restaurant here that was
No, I said what they're known for.
good. I'm just saying, pizza restaurant was good. But they are known for barbecue. They have this iconic ice
Italian.
cream place
This thing Italian.
called Ted Drew's.
I mean, I think like initially there's a lot of Italian and what, German people that lived here. St. Louis was like,
Saint Louis, well, French.
yeah,
Saint-
but that's not.
C'est français.
You're right.
I got here's Union Station.
Oh wow, it was a
And there it
massive
is.
rally.
There she is. Can't believe you tried to laugh at me for calling this the Lou and you've never been here. An imposter.
I still don't believe it.
I'm gonna ask Cori.
Okay.
And she's gonna be like, yeah.
Chili spaghetti.
Look, Lou Foos. Says it right there.
Wait, that's true. It does say Lou. Lou
the Lou.
Foos.
I refuse.
All
Oh
right.
no, you refuse, Marsh?
Yeah.
Whose side are you
Hell yeah,
on?
Marsh, let's go. Caroline
on
Kwan
the
from
right
Women took an L here.
That's impossible. By simply being from women. Don't spell women with an
Listen,
L.
it's
Drop
women's
off?
rights and women's rights. Should we just go out?
Okay. I mean, this doesn't seem like we should just walk into there.
Yeah. And I feel I don't know where
Yeah, we're.
I don't know where like Cori is. I mean, are they coming by car too? Are they behind us? Will you use the bag with us, Mark?
No.
Oh wait, you're gonna do shotgun on the rally?
Your bag's caught.
Can you?
There you go. You think shotgun on the rally is better?
For what we're doing? Yeah.
Alright. Let's just keep the bag. We're gonna keep the bag in the got here. But Donnie and them are walking. I don't know if Cori's walking too. You say Miyake and Ice? Oh, are we both wearing
We're
Issei?
both wearing Issei, yeah.
That's crazy. Look at
Wait,
how
we could
big
do
yours
Denmark
looks
montage.
versus
Oh, actually, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna swap lens right now to a longer one.
mine. Okay.
While we have a bit of time. Can you give me the backpack? Sorry, chat. I know it's blown out as fuck.
Should we do little shoe cam? Wait, I like these.
Thank you. Doc Martin and Beams collab.
Martin Beams.
Okay, we definitely got here way before they did.
Need this.
I don't know how we.
Let me get in there.
We didn't.
Chat, you're getting flashbanged really
get the
quick.
logistics
Sorry.
here at all.
We're getting a longer lens so when he speaks you can see him better. Flashbanging coming.
Yeah, let's just swap the lens real quick and then
Sorry.
blocking the road.
Please. I only have one hand. Please. Alright, here, put this in there.
Dump it in.
Okay, we're good.
Does it have an ND filter or no?
No ND on this one.
You think it'd be blown out?
No, it'll be fine. Okay. Yeah, we should not go that way.
Look at that. Steve Butts and Wesley Bell back in the early genocide of Palestinians, murder, rape, starvation.
Where are you seeing that?
Oh, what's up, you guys? You guys are speaking last, or what's up?
I think so. We're waiting for Cori.
Okay, I wasn't sure
Yeah.
with you guys or not already.
No, I don't know if they're here yet. I don't think they are.
All right, cool.
I know I'm pointing at the floor, Chad. I'm intentionally not revealing my location.
Yeah. I mean, let me text their group real quick to see what they're up, where they're at. Ooh, it's getting a little chilly. What?
It can get so humid in the summer, so this is like prime time weather.
What's up? Should we just go into their alley?
Okay, sure, but from what way?
I don't know.
I mean, it's just gonna turn into a photo op.
I know, but it's better than just standing here. Yeah. What's up, man?
Hey, how we doing, man?
I'm doing all right. How are you doing?
Doing all right.
Nice to meet you. Nice shirt.
Oh, thank you.
Hell yeah. Marsh?
Nice to meet you. Hello.
Nice to meet you.
Hello.
Caroline?
Hi.
Pleasure. How are we all doing today?
We're doing all right.
Brother, it's good to be back in St. Louis.
Yeah?
Are you local?
I'm actually from across the river. St. Louis. Or, Madison County.
I'm telling all the facts on the garage. Neither mine.
Yeah.
Is it called the Lou?
Yes.
Fuck.
Okay.
God damn it. All right.
When are you gonna learn that I
had to hear
know
from a
so
man.
many things? You had to hear from a man
I
to
had to hear
confirm what
man.
a woman
That's it.
told him.
Yeah, you want to take a
I-
photo? All right, let's do it.
I hate to be that kind of guy, but
Let's do it.
It's okay. There's gonna be a lot of those guys.
right.
You're
Everybody
fine.
Wanna get all good
This
in?
is a once in a lifetime opportunity for me. So
Nice to meet you.
nice to meet you guys. Nice to meet you all. Marsh.
See you later.
Backbone.
Thank you. Finally, someone says
Son.
it.
And
Okay.
Gotta say,
We're gonna get swarmed at this point. We might as well just fucking have the camera on. It's fine.
Okay.
It's all good.
strong for me because I
All right.
used to be very low coded. Hassan. Hassan is literally the reason that you opened up my world for life. Well, you all take it easy.
Nice to meet you.
Wow. Life.
Are you getting some live shots?
I'm Jeremy. By the way, I'm the executive director.
Nice to meet you, man. Hi,
My
Hassan.
name's Kylie. I'm a labor organizer, and you are one of the people who run it.
Oh, hell yeah. Well, thank you. Thank you for doing
Yeah, you do look
Do I
like
look like
security.
security?
Yeah. Yeah, you do.
Why am I standing like this?
Because you're securing the premises.
Yep. I'm your private security,
Yeah.
actually.
Well, thank you, because I need it.
You're welcome.
Not enough of that, honestly.
I'm standing because I feel like you guys said I'm a security as well. This is the security. I like those glasses. Those are style.
Hassan, what do they say about...
What's the question?
What do they say about... Is there like a place where... A staging area for speakers and stuff?
Just got a
Okay,
mess.
can we go there? Yeah, we should go there.
Okay, wait, they just
That's
arrived.
Okay, probably over there. I don't think she's getting dropped off over here, is she? Let's go to the staging
All
area.
right, all right, quick. All right, last one though. We gotta go.
It's not hard to figure. Where are the staging people? Take us there. Hi.
Big fan, man.
Thank you, man.
Guys.
Oh yeah, appreciate you too.
I'm taking you. We gotta run right now, but we'll be back. We'll be around. What's up, man?
Hey, sir.
Nice shirt.
Definitely.
Just good. Okay.
Suit guy does suit things now.
Yeah.
No, if I need to be with him.
Especially while North City continues
Make a space.
to be ruins. Companions, what has the mayor of this city, Kara Spencer, told us? You know exactly where I'm going with this. So you see, your country is not just
Excuse
what
me.
happens inside the borders, it's also what it does outside of them. Whatever you allow your government to do internationally, the government will do to you here, right in St. Louis.
Cori.
So we're gonna go.
There is no separation between the workers of the world and the workers of Missouri. This is why ICE uses
We're not doing lapels now. We're doing
locally
shotguns.
the same tactics and equipment Israel uses against Palestinians. And this is why we must fight together and not on our own. To conclude, companions, workers, life begins at the end of our comfort zone. Today, Missouri and Illinois have left their comfort zone to say united to the billionaires ruining our dreams. No business as usual. You are bound to respect our rights. Look around you. Last year we were 100 people gathered for May Day. Today we are thousands. Our movement is growing. And we are stronger. So my last message to you, this is not a time to whine. This is not a time to complain about small things and differences. This is a time to fight and win. To the billionaires we say, unconditional surrender to the workers. Unconditional surrender!
I met you in D.C. at Perfect Time, but we wanted to make some.
Our next speaker is Nikita Gupta.
Let's go!
For what? Organizing. For Cori? Yeah, no. I'm here.
So we're gonna start to
Hello, everybody. How are we doing? It is so good to be with you today. My
After
name
the
is
rally?
Nikita.
No, we're probably going to head back.
I'm a PhD student at WashU and I study genetics. Thank you so much.
I'm only here for a very short period of time.
I grew up in India with a dream to become a
we're fine with
and like thousands of other international students here.
We're the ones that got arrested in D.C. the other day.
For a better education.
Oh, wow.
We're still in the middle.
So you guys are all over the place,
so
too.
proud
Yeah.
of the work I get back as part of this community.
She wanted to
We
stay.
students from India,
Some progressive.
South Korea, from Brazil, Mexico, Nigeria, and
Well,
fellow
now
Americans.
Daniel
And
Biz is
we are the backbone
trying
of
to-
higher education.
I've known him for a long time.
It's interesting.
And I personally study how mutations in non-coding DNA, which is perhaps the junk DNA, actually affect the
Yeah.
development of
He
babies in the womb.
he came out and said he's going to
Thank you.
repeal anti-BDS measure now, which is interesting because he himself was responsible for anti-BDS legislation
Thousands
in the
of
past.
others
So.
will lead to discoveries and a better world for everybody. Grad students are the workforce behind life-changing research in medicine and STEM. We do foundational work in art, in social sciences, in humanities, and law, and social work. And the most important, the most favorite part of my work is mentoring.
We're hogging the time.
Can I take a picture of you guys? I really appreciate it.
I'll take it.
Yeah, thank you. Oh, thank you so much. What's up, Hassan? It's good. How you doing, man? Yeah, T-Blade in the chat. What's up? Shout out to all my black... Yeah, T-Blade. What's up, man?
Bro, this is T-Blation.
What's up, Chad? Shout out to all my black...
Which includes marginalized students at universities. We've seen student activists
Lifetime
drive
experience,
from their
man.
homes and streets to detention centers across states.
I moved here too.
Can I get a
We've
selfie with
seen
you guys real
wave
quick?
after wave of visa revocations and cancellations.
Keep it on the video.
Okay.
Travel bans after travel
Sorry.
bans. There's 39 countries on the travel ban list right now.
Yeah, no.
In May last year,
I'll say I'm from Michigan, but I lived all over.
my father was ill,
One of my committee members, an active,
he had a
I
heart
recognize his
emergency.
name.
I'm very happy to say he's safe now.
I wasn't sure
But I
if he
wanted to
was.
go
I'm like, he
home
pulls me up enough.
and watch you with the Vikings for the soccer travel.
Thank you.
And I
But
wish
yeah,
that that was an
one of the main
emergency measure,
reasons I'm
but
out
that is
here, just
still
doing the work.
the plan
You know,
to
it's
this
not enough
day.
to just
There
listen.
is
You
no
got to
plan
do
to
it.
help
So
students
I
re-enter
really
if they're
that.
denied
Also, you're not
at
as
the
tall
port
as I thought you would
at
be.
airports.
Straight up.
There is no plan to help us complete our studies and our work and graduate and move on with life. And even if I don't have work, where are we going to go when I can here at our doorstep in St. Louis? 2 weeks ago, I was at a middle school, Rickner Middle School in St. Louis County. ICE and local police have been racially profiling black and brown people driving around town at 15 traffic.
It was like, this is just a normal guy with a cameraman.
And that is really shameful.
Bro, how jet lagged are you?
And be it at the airport,
I don't even know what time it is
in our
anymore.
community, at the border, WashU has no plan for 3,000 international PhD students and master's students and 600 postdocs, not to mention hundreds of faculty and staff and custodial workers and janitors. And
that ain't right!
Meanwhile, they've also been cutting programs that increase diversity in STEM. They scrapped their websites with their commitment to DEI and addressing systemic inequities in academia. And last month, WashU platformed the former Assistant Secretary of the Department of Homeland Security, which is the parent agency of ICE, on campus. At an event called Protecting the Homeland, the Legal and Operational Necessity of ICE, on a campus that is half composed of non-citizens. Meanwhile, they also crush student expressions and student groups for anything that they deem as political speech. I know I deserve better. I know that we all deserve better, and I also know that that is not going to be handed to us. And so last year, in October, when our chancellor was insisting on discussing with the White House about a compact, which is to surveil and discipline black, brown, and queer students in exchange for federal funding, preferential access to federal funding, and likely a better tax rate from their $13 billion endowment. I organized with my fellow route workers with the Metro Route Workers Union to demonstrate that we will not be used as bargaining chips in some negotiations. In February, we delivered 200 handmade Valentine's Day cards to our chancellor with handwritten messages from students.
I don't want it's like not joining the TVU backpack.
And obviously we have been hard back because organizing once or twice is not enough, and that's why I'm here today.
What?
We had an amazing
When are we going up? I think one more person after this.
We're here to demand that WashU protect international workers and scholars by creating an emergency fund, a legal defense fund for students with status issues, for anyone with status issues, and for guarantees to academic status and degree conferral independent of visa issues. We want all members of the community to be trained to use their Fourth Amendment rights under the Constitution to reject unlawful search and seizure. And we've also had, in response to unrelated expenses of the university, we've had sweeping cuts across departments in arts and sciences, and we also have a separate petition and an open letter an ongoing struggle for the reinstating of 6-year funding for our PhD students in those departments. And so today, I'm standing here with you on International Workers' Day with students, native-born and foreign-born. We're standing with workers and immigrant communities across the country to demand ICE out of our universities, ICE out of our lives.
The backpack password.
We're standing together to demand that WashU put students in our communities before the billionaire trustees. We want a multiracial democracy that values all of us, no matter who we are, where we're from, what we love, or the color of our skin. We all deserve respect, dignity, and freedom. Thank you.
When we fight,
We win!
our next speaker
Great job,
is
Nikita.
Demetrius Davis, Action St. Louis League.
Let's go!
How's everybody doing this evening?
Can you send a text message to like the IRL guys in the Discord so it pops up the group chat that we're in? Because I can't
My
find
name
it.
is Demetrius Davis.
Ask them if the password to the TVU backpack changed because it won't log me on.
I stand before you today disappointed and in disbelief. It has been almost a year since the devastating tornado has destroyed a very intricate part in the heart of this city. While people of power stand by and do nothing.
Shade!
I've been here to see my community after tornado hit. It took houses I've been seeing since I was a child. Leaving trees and debris all over the city for miles and miles. Almost a full year later,
Wait,
with little to no recovery.
message him with me in the message.
You have barely scratched the surface.
Like add me. Wait, why am I not seeing it on Discord?
That ain't right. Is this if our voices aren't being heard and our
I
people
don't think
are
I'm in
worthless?
this group chat.
The North Side has never had the proper resources, so it's time to make things right. We pay taxes just to breathe. So it's not just our fight.
Yeah, I just got back
It's
at it.
time for politicians and the policies to work for the people.
Speak on it.
Let's balance this city and make every inch of it equal. Paying taxes in a broken community is like paying for services not rendered. And the people who profit the most are afraid to enter. The ones who say the North Side is a terrible place and full of crime, but it could be a paradise with more investment and more time. When I think about the people,
I think there's a cookout or something after, right? Yeah, so I think that's...
Okay, we'll go to the cookout then. Yeah.
Does that work?
Okay, yeah.
So I urge these politicians and officials
Marching from here is this the end of March?
give us the resources to exist.
We don't have to march, but there is a march. It depends on how long, like, whatever. Don't look like
As you ride home today,
march ready.
Oh no, I can march with you. I don't care.
Yeah, but I think if we could talk
Open
about
it
you
up.
guys
It's a symbolization
you know what I mean? But no.
of us working apart and how the elements will resist. When we pull ourselves together and hold each other tight,
We're after the speaker.
like this, life will be as smooth as the air that will flow around your fist.
Or it's one more. They said 3.
This city has the resources you need. And the North Side is a part of the city.
That's right.
It should be the same as the South.
That's right.
And the Central West End. We're going to lift our voice tonight and show them that we know how to fight. I just want to end this and say, most, if not all, people are created equal. But there is no policy, there is no man, there is no group of men that's more powerful than people.
quick.
Appreciate you.
All right, nice to meet you.
North side! Let the people resist! All right, we have Rhonda Watson, certified nursing assistant and SIEU healthcare leader.
I think we're after this. What's up? Sure.
Thanks, man. Yeah, thank you. My name is Rhonda Watkins, and I have been a healthcare worker in St. Louis for over 25 years. I'm a proud member of my union, SEIU Healthcare. I need to tell you something.
Speak on it.
I'm tired. I'm tired for showing up for people that won't show up for us.
Come on.
I'm tired of fighting for things that should already be ours. And I'm tired of billionaires getting more and more when working people like me are left to scramble. I worked at my nursing home for 12 years. The residents are my people.
That's right.
A lot of them don't get visits, so we are their family.
You got this.
It's my job and my honor to make sure that their days are better.
That's right.
And we have over 100 residents, and we might have one private pay. One. So when you talk about Medicaid cuts,
Come on.
this is what I heard. My residents are getting pushed out.
Ain't right.
Your facility is being closed. And I'm losing my job. So, where do they go when the residents shut down, when the nursing home shuts down? They're seniors. They have nowhere to go. I have watched nursing homes shut down. And I know what happens to the residents. They don't make it. But billionaires, they don't have to worry about that. They just pay more and more, while we pay every single time.
Shame.
But that is why we are here today, May Day, International Workers' Day. The day that had always belonged to the workers. Who refuse to stay quiet. And who know that the only way we win is together. But what I've learned after doing this work for over 25 years, you have to speak up. Because if you don't, they're not going to hand it to you. You have to go get it. Trump and our governor and their billionaire friends, they're counting on us to stay tired and stay home and give up.
We are not quiet. And we're not going anywhere. So when working families are under attack, what do we do?
Stand up, fight back!
What do we do?
Stand up, fight back!
What do we do?
Stand up, fight back!
I've watched you since 2019. This is a dream, dude. It's awesome to see you. Thank you for being here. You help inspire me to get more involved, so I appreciate it. Thank you for being here.
SEIU! Shut it down! Shut it down! Shut it down! Shut it down! We shut it down! We shut it down! We shut it down!
Come on, one more time for SEIU. Are you tired of being sick and tired? Are you tired of being sick and tired? All right, let's stand up, fight back. It is an honor to bring to the stage the Honorable Cori Bush. With us, Mr. Hassan Piker, a political commentator. Let's welcome
I hear you. What's going on, St. Louis? Wow. It's going to be a tough act to follow, those ladies. They really brought it, but I'm going to try my very best. It's a real honor to be here today on this beautiful day, International Workers' Day, May Day, a day that we're here to celebrate, a day that, weirdly enough, doesn't get a lot of notice in the United States of America. Yeah, I wonder why. It's interesting. I feel like St. Louis doesn't get a lot of notice either, even though it deserves all the praise. 314? I just traveled from Philadelphia, where I was, okay, you don't have to praise them that much. We're here for St. Louis. Yeah, I traveled from Philadelphia to get here this morning, and someone stopped me at the airport. They were like, "Are you that guy? Are you that political commentary guy?" And I was like, "Yeah." And she said to me, "What are you doing in St. Louis?" And from what I understand, at least what many of you here in my community have communicated to me, a lot of people don't come to St. Louis, apparently. And I don't know why. Because it's a beautiful city, and there's a lot of beautiful people here. But in all my travels, I've seen a lot of places like St. Louis. Places that have been left behind by wealthy corporations that pollute your waters, that steal your productive output, and then spend it on themselves. But today, and every day from here on out, we say no more. No more! For the longest time, I felt disillusioned like many of you probably did as well. 2016, Bernie Sanders, we went out, we door knocked. 2020, the same thing. And in a sequence of defeats from corporate Democrats, there were wonderful gems that came out of that movement. People like Cori Bush, who I'm honored to be here with. People like Cori, who put ordinary folks like yourselves first in her campaign and in her legislative battles. People who put their bodies on the line to make sure that the eviction moratorium was halted, that the eviction moratorium continued, to make sure that those who were unhoused got the housing necessary. But there's a price. There's a price that people pay sometimes. That price was $9 million. $9 million, the second most expensive congressional primary. That's what it took for Israel to subvert the democratic process, to unseat a wonderful fighter and put a AIPAC stooge like Wesley Bell in charge. To punish someone for saying the truth, to punish someone for being uncompromising. But what are we gonna do? I didn't say that. I'm already in enough trouble, and I don't want Cori to get into any more trouble. But while we were disillusioned for far too long, just as the speakers that came before me addressed, last year they said there was 100 people here. This year there's thousands. Because this movement is growing. There are ordinary folk just like yourselves who recognize right from wrong and who will fight back and who will have their voices be heard. St. Louis, are you with us? For far too long, we've been told you have to vote for harm reduction. We all know the Republicans are corrupt. We all know that they're monsters, they're racist, they traffic in hatred. But we are here to say we are no longer going to vote for do-nothing Democrats either. We're voting for Democrats with a purpose. And that's precisely why it is a great honor for me to be here alongside Cori Bush today and introduce to you, hopefully once again, the rightful candidate for Congress, Cori Bush, everybody.
When St. Louis is under attack, what do we do? Stand up like that. When St. Louis is under attack, what do we do? Stand up like that. What do we do? Stand up like that. What do we do? Stand up like that. Y'all. Happy International Workers' Day. I'm so glad to be here with all of you. Y'all, we keep doing this, don't we? We keep coming back and coming back and coming back, but I love seeing y'all, just don't love why I keep seeing y'all. We should be past this. But also, I want to thank you, Hassan. Thank you for coming to St. Louis. Thank you for prioritizing our community, because like you said, others won't and others don't. We have people who are our elected representatives who don't prioritize us. So thank you so much, and thank you for your voice and for being uncompromising in your positions and for highlighting us.
We need people all over the internet who know what they want, who know how to go get it, and who are uncompromising and who will go say the thing. And so we really appreciate you being here because St. Louis deserves that. When we're talking about workers who have need of a home, workers have need of clean air, workers have need of clean water, workers have need of sanitation, electricity, gas, transportation. And so when we're in healthcare, but when we talk about workers and we talk about the rights of workers, we're not just talking about making sure you get paid the wage that you deserve, making sure that that's livable. We're not just talking about making sure you're at the table. We're talking about making sure we wrap around your whole life. Because that's what workers need. Because workers take care of the people. Workers are the people and workers take care of the people. Because I can tell you, the last time I went to the store, I didn't check myself out and then go home with the item. Somebody checked me out and I was happy that I didn't have to do it. Somebody checked me out and then I went home. But what did I do? I drove the car. Somebody made the car I drove and I was happy to have a car to drive. But for those of us who take public transportation, there is somebody behind that wheel. And that's somebody that we hope is doing right by it because they have precious cargo on that bus. Workers' rights are human rights. Workers' rights are civil rights. So as we're standing up here today in solidarity, we're standing in solidarity with our international workers as well as our workers from this country. We don't care where you come from. We don't care where you work. We don't care who you serve. I don't even care if you voted for me last time. I care that you have your rights and that those rights are protected. And so in order to protect your rights, we need people in seats, and this is all across the country. We need people in the seats that see you. People in the seats that think that is dignity to call out your name and do some work for you. People that don't believe that they deserve to be served by you. People that will go the extra mile. The North Side shouldn't look like what the North Side looks like. We have billionaires who are sitting on money and their workers are the ones on food stamps. We have workers who don't have the money to buy a vehicle. They have to use public transportation, but the corporations and the billionaires are making money hand over fist. We say that we're standing up for workers, but what we're really doing is we're standing up for all of humanity together. So our workers and those who want to work but can't work, we're standing up for those folks too. St. Louis, this is about every single one of us. So when we go to our electeds, y'all, we're saying fully fund the North Side. We're saying we don't want your big box data center in our community. We're saying we don't want your police shooting firing range in our community. We're saying put money into our education, put money into our schools, put the money into health care. And lastly, if you can't stand up to Donald Trump and his administration on the city level, the state level, or the federal level, then you're no representative for us. If you can't stand up to Donald Trump and his allies, then how are you supposed to stand up for us if you can't stand up to them? Donald Trump don't know your name. And why sign up for a job when you're not willing to fight? If you're not willing to fight, move out the way, because I know some fighters. I know some union workers that are fighters that can replace you. I know some folk in Action St. Louis that can replace you. So as we get ready to march, who ready to march? Make these St. Louis streets hear you. Make these St. Louis streets recognize we're in the street. Because today is our day. And when they say, oh, a general strike just for one day, what does it do? Your response back should be, what did you do? You want to show up tomorrow? We can show up tomorrow. You want to show up for 400 days like we did in Ferguson? We can show up for 400 days. They don't want that kind of smoke. They don't even want to hear us say abolish ICE, but it's abolish ICE. And any elected official that is standing saying that our police need to work with ICE, we coming to vote you out. When immigrants are under attack, what do we do? Stand up like that. When immigrants are under attack, what do we do? Stand up like that. What do we do? Stand up like that. What do we do? Stand up like that. Yes, St. Louis, let's go.
Look at Bess. She's Bess.
We want Cori.
Let's go back.
We want Cori. We want Cori.
We'll get one before we leave.
Yes, ma'am. Which way you guys? Hey, I'm gonna take a picture.
Cori's getting flicked up. Awesome.
I'm gonna be in the background of this picture.
Not yet.
I don't know.
I'm sorry, we only got 2 seconds. I know.
No, not me.
I'm kind of tall.
Where are we going to yell up? We're going to look at that way. We got extra shirts on.
Together on the east side.
All right.
Let's head that way now.
Oh, if it's an hour away, we'll probably...
No,
it's an hour time.
Oh, it's an hour from now.
Oh, we got our photographer right here. Oh. Excuse me, it's okay with the phone. We can let her
All
do
who
it.
are part of singing resistance, meet here
I'm trying to stay out the picture. You know me.
at the speaker to my left. Y'all right.
We gotta move, y'all. Thank you. Thank you so much, Cori.
When I say fierce fighter, when I say define,
Miss
his
Bush.
name is
Miss Bush, please.
fierce.
Miss Bush.
What do you want to do?
What?
What do you want to do?
I don't know what to do here. Good. Yeah. Sure.
Thank you.
Okay.
Wait,
1 second. Which way you want to go? Yeah, east side. We'll wait for the. Should we wait for the crowd to start moving and then maybe we can move them? But it's gonna be super packed no matter what we do. So I was thinking maybe we. Is there anywhere we can go that's like quiet? Let's go in this way. Oh, they did. Okay. Well, I don't want to. want to wait till we can start walking because this crowd is not, they're waiting. No matter what. So, I don't know what we do here. I'm trying to figure out the logistics. I'm trying to figure out the logistics.
Oh, no, you good. You good.
You trying to do it here?
Unpack the disturbing.
They put the chairs out here for us to do it. And I don't have my phone. Why don't you, maybe y'all can, I'm gonna take some photos because I think that's what people are waiting for. And maybe then y'all can move.
Oh no, I'm trying to get my phone so I can see where.
Put it over there.
Yeah, we wanted to do something with like CNN too, that's why.
Yeah, that's what this,
Yeah.
So we could wait right here. You can take pictures right here. Everybody else that's marching, because these people standing right here are waiting to take pictures with you.
Let's take photos.
All right. So, where'd you set up the chair? All right, so we're gonna wait right here.
Future President of the United States right here. Or not.
You wanna?
Yes, sir. Here you go. Thank you, man. I appreciate it. No problem. Nice to meet you.
Okay.
All right.
They just gonna stay right here. Everybody else is part of it.
This is his life.
It was 2020. We're staying here. 2 years out of high school. We all
the crowd thins out.
what's going on.
All right.
Tune in. Before you come to the
Edging towards that.
Of course.
Stay right here. You keep edging yourself over there.
Right.
Zippo. Communism Zippo.
I got that in the most hick town I've ever seen. I don't know why they were selling it.
They usually sell it next to the Nazi memorabilia.
That's right.
It's for plausible deniability, so they can be like, oh, I love history.
Well, that was their last one, so they ran out.
It was so nice.
You're doing God work. God's work, I appreciate it.
Thank you.
And the fact that the song's here too.
Yeah, the song is here.
Yeah, let's do it. It's all good. Thank you for being here.
Thank you for being here. Yeah, I'm trying to get out of here.
I'm gonna be around.
Thank you so much.
All right.
Thank you. Greg, can you come back picture?
You go right here next to him. Come to you, all right? Thank you.
Yeah, you are.
Yeah, I have. I'm with
I was the president of
Oh, I heard that you guys got like prosecuted, right?
Yes, so much. University president.
You ever need a signal to side?
And I just wanted to take the opportunity to show my gratitude for our policies and to hopefully get some sort of national attention because we're obviously
Yeah. Oh shit. How you doing, brother? Good people.
So maybe this is a start of
That absolutely not.
Alright, let's go.
All right.
I'm getting in this one.
All right, and 131. Thank you.
Dad, come here.
All right, we should. I think we should move.
Yeah.
Right. This is my nice shirt. What is that?
Oh my God.
That's for me. Oh, thank you.
This is my dad.
Oh, hello. Hi.
How you doing?
Nice to meet you. Hassan.
Hey, pleased to meet you, man. You know, man, thanks for being here. You know, thanks for calling them out. You know, man, we just got work to do in St. Louis, you know, and man, whatever you can do to help my daughter get her seat back, brother.
Of course. I'm trying my best.
Yes, sir. You know.
All right, we're going to go this way.
Oh, that was. Oh, I thought that was.
Oh, hell yeah. Nice to meet you. Thank you.
You gotta get a picture! Come on, SCIU! SCIU!
She's trying to get up out of here.
All right,
Okay, let me get out of this.
Son, I organized my workplace, the Teamsters 117, with the Legion Brewing Company. It's absolutely your influence. I did get fired for it, but this is the the pen I used in all my contract negotiations. That's yours, brother.
Wait, no,
I
that's
appreciate
crazy.
you. Thank you so much.
Oh,
you were
thank
my
you.
literal inspiration. I was a fucking Rachel Maddow 24/7 MSNBC.
I think that's his
right.
name.
You affected me,
Hey.
man. Thank you.
Hell yeah.
Oh,
Keep
man,
fighting.
I'm glad he's
Oh my God.
He's 7 months.
Oh, he's so cute.
Good boy, Bear. Yeah.
He loves being
You'll
in
come
the-
out to meet Kaya someday, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, play date.
Beautiful dog.
Dude, thanks for coming. Appreciate you, brother. Have a great trip.
My
wife made you this Charizard jar.
Oh, wow. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Can I get a picture with you?
Sure.
Yeah, your jewelry's awesome.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Look it up real quick.
Nice picture.
Thank you. All right. You want one? All right, last one. We got to keep moving.
Thanks for having fun. The
We
video's on
got
fire.
to keep going.
Thank you,
Scoop. Thank you.
Just a quick statement. What do you think about the event going on today?
Oh, it's great. I'm glad that people are celebrating International Workers' Day. It's something that I grew up seeing in Turkey, and I was a little confused as to why they don't celebrate it in the United States of America. But I feel like it says something about this movement growing, that there are more and more people participating in this international day of celebration and protest.
And what do you think people need to know about stuff like this?
You have no value without labor, and I think that the more people recognize that, the more people recognize their class position, the better our politics will be, the more productive our politics will be.
Thank you, son.
No
I'm a
problem.
huge fan.
Nice to meet you.
Battery check?
Yeah. 84%.
We're good. We can keep going for now.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you want to see the match.
Oh, this is you're doing an interview.
So is this for
What the
is this
fuck?
for Cori?
This is for Cori. Yeah, but the
Where did
vision here is
the
that
setup
we
came out of
basically
nowhere?
bring people on stream and we talk to them, and it's going to be facilitated so it's local activists.
Oh, okay.
I have nobody told you that.
Yeah, no one told me that.
You cool with it?
Yeah, I'm fine with it. We were gonna do something with CNN too, so I
You can do that. Come back and we'll be here.
well, we can do it here. We can just
CNN wants to be here.
Both here?
Should we just do it here?
We can do it here. We kind of want to talk about separately, so I don't know if you guys want to do your campaign
Oh.
No, why don't you guys do something and we'll do Cori Bush stuff and then we'll come back together. Is that good?
Okay.
We'll
Yeah.
just be here. We'll just be here.
So
when
we
you're
talk
done.
to you?
All right, yeah,
Yeah,
and then
okay.
I think Cori's gonna be doing like she's
Yeah,
gonna be,
yeah.
like, interviewing activists and stuff.
Okay, so, Sean, we just interview him here? I mean, it's a good vibe,
do it
right?
here.
It's a good vibe.
Yeah. But the other way around probably, right?
Right? I mean, it's we're in the scene.
No, it's fine, but I mean, if you want to go over.
Yeah.
I mean, I think we're gonna have the crowd around us.
No, that's fine.
Me? Oh yeah, of course. I'd say you wanna.
It's everything I say, and if it's terrible, thank you. Same, real quick. One more.
Thanks for coming to see
I
the
appreciate you, homie. I'm gonna get Bear out of here. Thank you so much.
shirt.
Come on, baby, let's get out of the way. Can I get a little picture?
Oh sure. Yeah. Let's do it quick.
I know.
Okay, I'm gonna swing around. Let me swing through. Excuse me, let me swing through.
Oh, go ahead.
Midday, then.
All right, is this good?
He right here.
1 second.
He right here. He right here.
More shout outs to my girlfriend in Colombia. I wish to have her immigrate here.
Nice to meet you, man. Hopefully. All right, where's Don?
Right here.
Over here.
Oh,
I'm sorry.
With the
Marsh
sun facing us.
Yeah.
I'm the guy who.
And then you do the eyes up.
All the time, Mito,
What?
R.I.P. Mito, is me. And chat, your oldest fan.
Oh, nice to
Okay,
meet
can I
you,
get
man.
a
photo? Yeah, sure.
This side? That should be this side.
Thanks.
Nice to meet you.
All right. Nice to meet you.
How you doing? Feels like you're
Let's do it.
Coming out of it. We got 3 copies. One went to my girlfriend and my parents, and you've got the 3rd.
Oh, wow. Thank you so much. This is amazing.
We're doing the TrueAnon event in New York.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
There you go.
This is your life now, huh?
Yeah. Sometimes.
It feels like you're running.
No, that's what people keep saying, but I'm not.
Would you ever?
No, probably not. Well, 2 reasons. One, I feel like I have a lot more impact this way.
because I've seen what it takes. Even the one day that I spent with Abdul in Michigan, it was, I mean, the burden is unbelievable. You have to dedicate your whole life to running in one race. So the way I see it is like, I make this calculation where I have no guaranteed victory and put all of my efforts into one race for myself, or I can just highlight real fighters that come from these different communities all around the country and be able to leverage the platform that I have to make sure that their voices are heard so they get a fair shake, because they're certainly not going to get it from corporate media or even the party at times.
Why Cori Bush? Why come here?
I mean, she's a real fighter. I really appreciate what she did when she was in Congress. I thought that it was unbelievable that AIPAC would spend so much money to unseat her as a warning to not just like punish her for saying the truth about what Israel was doing before anyone else developed the moral courage to do so, but also as a warning to other candidates as well. And I see my presence in a similar way. I think, you know, if you're out there for the people, if you're there for truth and justice, then I'll be there for you, and my community will be there for you, and that's why I'm here.
We were at the DNC together 2 years ago. That's when you were speaking out about U.S. policy toward Israel. Obviously, that's also the year that Cori Bush lost her seat.
Yeah.
How have things changed how have things changed in the last 2 years when it comes to the Democratic Party and Israel?
I think the Democratic Party hasn't changed all that much, unfortunately. There is some aesthetic posturing in the direction of the majority, but it's become undeniable that this is a major issue, a major contradiction, where there is a real divergence here in the interest of the population, and not just the Democratic base. Within the Democratic Party, it's 90-10, right? Only 10% of people want to continue supporting Israel, 90% want a ceasefire, 90% want to stop selling arms to Israel. But as far as the politicians goes, it's almost reversed. You know, you got 10% of the politicians, or maybe a little bit a larger percentage now, that are willing to abide by the moral center of the party, and not just the party necessarily, but the moral center of the country on this issue.
Is this a gamble for the Democratic Party? Because, you know, there's been a lot of heat on you the past few months. You went to Michigan, then the poll numbers went up. Are you concerned that in this primary process and pushing the candidates that you're pushing, you might end up hurting the Democrats nationally in a general election?
There's always a concern, but
I mean, this is what the conventional wisdom in Washington is, right? They're saying, well, you and others like you are pulling the party too far to the left, and you're going to alienate the American people.
Yeah, I've heard this concern a lot, but I'm not the first person who's heard concerns like this. They said this about Zoran. They said my allegiance with Zoran was actually going to hurt his chances. Andrew Cuomo tried to exploit that. He tried to really hammer on this point that I was a dangerous radical, and so was Zoran by associating with me, and now he's one of the most popular politicians in the country. And I would say one of the best politicians in the country, as a matter of fact, because he's just doing the work, right? And people are rewarding him for it. As far as the conventional wisdom in Washington, I think for far too long, the conventional wisdom in Washington was don't respond to the needs of the people. Always focus test your messaging and try to find a moderate centrist vision. And we're finding out that the Zoran-style candidacy, the Bernie-crats are rising up in popularity and fighting against the establishment and seeing tremendous success. First they said, oh, Zoran, he's barely going to win in New York. He's too radical. He's too far left. But that only works in New York. Once Zoran wins, they say, oh, that only works in New York. That won't work in a purple state like Maine. And now you got Graham Plattner, who was outperforming the governor of the state in Maine, and is hopefully going to defeat Susan Collins and flip a red Senate seat blue. So it turns out maybe this kind of politics works everywhere in the country because there's workers everywhere in the country. And a politics that centers the working class is going to work anywhere where there are workers.
You know, you've really blown up in the national political scene over the last 2 months or so. And there was a while there where there was a debate within the Democratic Party, and I think establishment media, to essentially say you're persona non grata. You know, you are cancelled, and it is damaging for candidates to be seen with you. Between Ezra Klein now and the Pod Save America guys, it seems like more and more Democrats are just getting on board with you, I guess, realizing that you're speaking to a constituency that might matter. Just talk me through how these past few months have been. And, I mean, did you think you get cancelled?
I mean, I don't think I got canceled.
No, but was there a point where you were like, oh, this is going to work?
No. The reason why I never thought that is because I'm a leftist in America. I'm an anti-imperialist in America. This is the imperial core. My kind of politics was rarely ever heard of in American mainstream political discourse. I think Bernie did a whole lot to open up that conversation to my kind of politics in 2016 with his insurgency, with his insurgent campaign that was awfully popular. And ever since then, this movement has grown. This movement has always existed in America. In American history, it's always been fought back against, sometimes violently fought back against. And the way I see it is I'm used to taking L's. I'm used to being sidelined. I never would have ever expected to get to any position of prominence whatsoever for simply saying the truth. So the idea that I have blown up in the past 2 months, from my perspective, is a little silly. I've been getting yelled at, being called a terrorist, an Islamist fundamentalist, a jihadist, a dangerous communist radical for damn near my entire professional media career. But the difference now is there's a whole lot more people here on my side. So it's nowhere near as impactful as it would have been maybe 5 years ago, 4 years ago. I feel
2
like
years ago?
Even 2 years ago, I think. But I was receiving those attacks 2 years ago too. So.
But when it comes to, I mean, do you think, because Cori Bush obviously lost her seat here 2 years ago.
Yeah.
A big part of that because of her position on Israel.
Yeah.
Do you think that politics in this country has changed enough in 2 years that she could regain her seat now?
Absolutely. I 100% believe that. And it's not just about Israel as well. I see Israel as a litmus test of how responsive you are to the needs of your constituents. If a politician is so afraid of being on the receiving end of the foreign lobby's money faucet in the way that Cori Bush was, and that's the reason why they can't speak out on Israel convincingly, even when their constituents are demanding it, then they're not going to preserve democracy. They're not going to fight back against the Republicans. They're not going to fight back against the real estate lobby. They're not going to fight back against the malign influences that go far beyond Israel in American politics. And they're not going to make the necessary changes that improve the material conditions of the wonderful working class people here in St. Louis, and the same goes for every other district in this country as well. So I think people are now seeing that reality. And that's precisely the reason why the Democratic Party is trying to find a reasonable, moderate middle ground here, where they say, oh, we don't want AIPAC dollars, but J Street sponsorships are fine. Where they're trying to find a way to continue maintaining support for Israel, but not get punished by the voters for their support for Israel. So the struggle continues, of course, but I do believe that that voters will reward Cori for being a fighter and never yielding, because that's exactly what's necessary right now. And I do have a lot of hope that clearly people are demanding this kind of politics now, and we're seeing that happen all around. And we're also seeing it in some way, in some perverse way, with the way that people are attacking me. I think that's exactly the reason why people are attacking me, because I'm unbossed, I'm unbought,
I'm only accountable to my audience. I'm only accountable to the people I care for. I have no corporate sponsors. And I think that drives a lot of people crazy because I'm not bought in, right? Because I think a lot of people, in one way, shape, or form, are bought into the system. If they have a big corporate donor, if they're a politician, or even if they're an influencer, even if they're working for corporate media, for example, they have an obligation to their sponsors to a certain degree. And I don't have that. And that's why I say how I feel and keep fighting for the things that I fight for. And that is a very dangerous predicament for those who control the levers of power and those who have benefited from a somewhat subservient media apparatus and certainly a servile political class.
I feel like this is a media story, right? I mean, what you're doing, what this movement is, because I think to the point you made earlier, for so long, voices like yours were not on CNN, we're not on CNN.
They still aren't. You only hear about me on CNN when Jake Tapper or Dana Bash talks about me. They don't ask me to come on CNN.
You've been on CNN plenty with me.
Well, I've been on with
Alex.
you.
But when it comes to the criticism of you on CNN or elsewhere, I mean, there is this an ongoing debate in this country about the difference, or if there can be a difference between being critical of the government of Israel, I think you call yourself anti-Zionist.
Mm-hmm.
Many people say you cannot be anti-Zionist without being anti-Semitic, that you cannot separate those two things. I know you've answered this question 100 times, but how do you get folks like that on your side?
Slowly but surely. There's a very famous Holocaust scholar, Omar Bartov. I hope I'm saying his name right. He served in the IDF. He did tremendously important work destroying the Clean Vermont myth, right? And I think he wrote a book recently talking about the evolution of Zionism, from what Zionism used to be at its inception to what it's become in the aftermath of Israel's genocide of Palestinians. He was one of the first major Israeli Holocaust scholars that also wrote extensively about how what Israel was doing is a genocide. No, he's Israeli. And the way I see it is, if he, who has spent his entire life in Israel, can see that there has been an evolution with our understanding, with a modern interpretation of Zionism, I think many others can do so as well, especially ones that are not so connected to the state of Israel and the underpinning ideology of Zionism. Now, of course, I have a difference in opinion with even Bartov as far as my understanding of Zionism. Having said that, however, that evolution is a necessary one, and I think when people are honest with themselves, when people are honest with their assessment of what has taken place, when people see the warning signs, I think anti-Zionism is an inevitability.
I'll let you go on. Just two more questions. Is this the Democrats' Tea Party moment?
That's what they keep saying. The Tea Party was backed by the Koch brothers, so it was seen as an insurgent movement from within the ranks of the party. But as far as directionally speaking, the Tea Party was not at odds with the Republican Party's overall goals. And that's precisely the reason why the very same donors of the Republican Party, the billionaires, were capable of astroturfing this movement. So in some ways there is a difference between what we're doing here and what the Tea Party was able to do within the ranks of the Republican Party. I think we're not reinventing the wheel. This is just a demand to make the left flank party in our current duopoly be more responsive to the needs of the working class. It exists all around the world. It exists in numerous different ways in social democracies all around the world. We just want health care. We want to stop these endless wars. We want to take our productive output and have more control over it, have more autonomy in the workplace. Yeah, it's not, he's right, it's not rocket science. This is a very easy to understand, It's a very easy to understand concept, unless you're getting paid a lot of money to not understand it. Unless you've never experienced it in any meaningful form, and you've grown accustomed to a lifestyle or a lifetime of privilege, and therefore the only time you ever talk to an ordinary citizen, a working class individual, is when they're delivering your Uber Eats delivery.
Anything else you want to add?
No? You got any more questions? I'm willing to answer.
Well, what's the name of the candidate in Michigan? You were called the Nick Fuentes of the left.
Mallory McMorrow is the one who said that.
Mallory McMorrow called the Nick Fuentes of the left.
Yeah. And then she backed away from it, ironically.
She did.
Enough. She recently said, he's not anti-Semitic, but he's dangerously close, and it's still hurtful to me and my family, which I don't even know what that means. How do you go from calling me in a Jewish Insider exclusive sit-down interview, calling me the Nick Fuentes of the left, and then say, okay, maybe he's not anti-Semitic a couple of weeks later? I mean, this is exactly what's wrong with politics, not only in this country, but in every other country as well. It's always insincere. Say what you mean. Say it with your chest. There's no issue there. If you think I'm actually Nick Fuentes, then explain to people exactly why you think that. Talk to me about it. I am a lifelong Democratic Party voter. I went to the DNC. We can have a conversation about this, but we have to have it on reasonable terms.
I think I heard you last night speaking in Pennsylvania, talking about how essentially what you're doing here is what should happen in primaries, right? That you are having a fight within the party, you're pushing for the objectives of your side, but then what normally happens is people come together for the general. Political parties do.
Yeah.
We didn't see you do that in 2024 with Harris. Do you see...
It's the first time ever. I didn't endorse Kamala Harris in 2024. I told people not to vote for Donald Trump. I told people that the Green Party vote would have been a waste in general. But I never went the full step of full-throated endorsement of Kamala Harris. And there was a good reason for that. I think genocide is a fairly understandable red line. I knew full well that Donald Trump was going to be worse than Kamala Harris, and I, of course, always communicated that to my audience and to anyone who would listen. I even communicated that to the Democratic Party as well on the issue of immigration. When I was at the DNC, I kept urging the Democrats to be more responsive. I kept urging the Democrats to communicate the dangers of Trump's anti-immigrant agenda. And they didn't listen to me. Instead, they leaned into the right-wing sentiment. They conceded on this unbelievably violent, this hysterical framework that undocumented migrants were responsible for a national security issue. And I kept telling Democrats that that wasn't true, that there was no data. The data itself was actually showing a very different reality. And that if they don't tell the American citizens what mass deportations actually look like, then they're going to end up voting for it, especially if you are conceding on the underlying hysterics that is associated with the necessity for mass deportation.
This will be my actual last question. If the candidates you're supporting, if they get through the primaries, if they lose in the general, if a lot of them lose, if they don't perform well at the midterms, will that give you pause to say, okay, maybe what we're pushing for here isn't as popular with the American people as we think it is. And maybe if we continue these tactics going into 2028, we won't win an election.
It's something that I do think about. I know that my position has not always been so popular, but it's still just. And I'm not in the business of simply winning elections to win elections. I want to win elections so we can do right by the wonderful folks that are here. That's what I want. So even if it comes across as unpopular, and by the way, we can have a debate on the actual popularity of these issues, or how certain things are presented as unpopular in mainstream media, through millions of dollars of lobbying funds expended in these election cycles to attack candidates that take certain positions, like what Cori Bush did on the issue of Israel and Palestine. But at the end of the day, I don't want the Democratic Party to just win marginal victories by becoming a more moderate version of the Republican Party. I want the Democratic Party, or any other party really, to become a party that is truly a labor party, a party that focuses on working class needs, that centers working class needs, that says no to corporate donations and no to the malign influence of corporations in general, to no longer put profits over the interests of people. And even if it's unpopular, I think that is the right thing to do. Because at the end of the day, I want people to no longer suffer under these current conditions in the wealthiest nation on earth. I don't want people, 600,000 of them, to sleep outside every night in the wealthiest nation on earth. I don't want people to be saddled with medical debt where 68,000 Americans die every year that would have potentially gotten the necessary life-saving health care but couldn't pay for it. I think that is unbelievably cruel. I think that's unbelievably unjust. And at the end of the day, I know it's popular, but even if it wasn't, I would still fight for it, just like I did for years and years for the Palestinian emancipation.
Good to see you.
Yeah, good to see you too.
Thank you.
All right. Sure. Let's do it. You've like tracked my my evolution through
We could do the,
all
we could
the
do
different.
the biopic. Yeah.
Yeah. Nice to meet you guys.
Thank you. Love you so much.
Hell
Thank you
yeah.
for coming to see us.
Oh, we gotta do it right now? Okay, hold on. We gotta. Okay, you want me to sign it? Sure, of course. Of course.
I'm gonna show all my little homies this.
Nice to meet you.
Thank you so much.
Sure,
Thank
all
you
right.
for coming to St. Louis.
Of course. I have to do an interview with Cori right now. Sorry.
Can we have a selfie?
Okay, cool. All right.
Oh my God, I think I'm
What is it for? Oh, sure.
Here in St. Louis.
Do it.
Hi, chat. I'm giving a shout out to Micah Project. They're immigration lawyers helping clients for minimal price here in St. Louis. Please look up micah-project.org. Donate whatever you can. Thank you.
Wow.
Oh.
Okay. Do you want them to like stand behind us, or do you want them to stand? Or I can give them.
Let's on.
Wait, what? I
Do a
can
back
say.
check.
What?
Do a back check.
It's like 65. We're good.
I love you, Cori. I love you back. I love you more.
Yeah, I can just like do. How about
Hold on a second.
No, I'm good. Go. My forearms are strong. How are you doing?
Oh my God. I have all these new friends we were talking about. So many things.
They all went to SLU?
They did. They're like, we didn't know you were from St. Louis. I was like, well, not from St. Louis, but you know, went to college in St. Louis. And as of right now, I am from St. Louis. And they're like, we need you to help us put St. Louis on the map. And I said, I can do that. I will put St. Louis on the map. We will all do it. We will make St. Louis the city.
So, I know you kind of already did this, but the vision for this is we have people come on stream and then they ask Cori questions and we have a conversation. And we're helping facilitate getting the right people, you know.
So you want me to ask Cori questions?
Yeah, either way, just have a conversation for 5 minutes and then we pass the mic to the next person.
Large. Okay. That work?
Oh, thank you so much.
You got stand wherever you need to.
I'm not going to get in front of that.
All right, are you ready?
Oh, I'm ready.
All right. So, Hassan, first of all, let me just say, welcome to St. Louis.
Thank you. This is incredible.
Yes, yes. All the love. You got so much love here already. And welcome to the Purple Chair series. So we got our purple chairs. This is a spot for us to talk about, just to talk to the community. And so I'm gonna start off though, while you're here, while we have you. How are you able to continue doing what you do, speaking out the way you do, and like, you know, never flinching?
I don't know what it is. I'm just a very stubborn person, but clearly you have the same dog in you. So it's funny that you're asking me that question.
I am.
You know?
I am. I want to know where you pull it. I know where I'm pulling from, so I want to know, like, someone else.
I don't know. I've always been annoying.
You've been annoying.
ever since I was a kid, I just always. I guess I had a strong sense of justice, and I would get annoyed, and I would just like fight my teachers. I would just be unbearable and an unstoppable force. And luckily, I guess it's translated to this kind of. I feel like I could have been a very evil person.
Wow. well, I'm so thankful that you went this route, fighting the evil.
Yeah.
We have the opportunity to make a lot of change here in St. Louis, just by people standing up, fighting back, like what we saw today. If you could give a message to the people of St. Louis, and then I'll turn it over to you if you have a question for me. Like, what would you say to the people of St. Louis? Just something quick, like just something that can help us to go forward.
I think St. Louis, just like everywhere else that I've been to, that I visited, has an unbelievable sense of community and an unshakable sense of purpose. And you just have to slowly but surely build that confidence within yourself, within your community, and stand up for what's right and stand up for your rights.
That's right.
That's what I would say to St. Louis, that you're not left behind, that you are capable of making the necessary changes. And I think it starts off by electing people that will fight for you.
That's right.
And that's why we're here today.
That's right. Thank you. We need people that will fight for us, not against us. Or fight for us, say they're fighting for us, and they're really working with the enemy. No. So, you have any questions for me?
Yeah. Okay, so starting off, what is St. Louis famous for?
Oh, so much. But let me tell you, people try to look over our music scene. St. Louis has a history of great music, all the way going back. Scott Joplin, Tina Turner, Chuck Berry, and then all the way up through. Huh?
Louis Savant played Scott Joplin.
Okay, them too. All the way up to now we see Nelly and Sexy Red, and we have so many greats. But food, let me tell you, St. Louis has the food, and people gotta recognize, people gotta give us our props for our food. I take people, when they come to town, I take them to all of my favorite spots because we got the food. We first got the barbecue.
That's right.
We got the barbecue. But then we also have our own type of Chinese food. Let me just tell you. What we got here? And also just a variety of different types of ethnic food. I need people to come to St. Louis and experience what I get to experience, because sometimes I go to other cities and I'm like, where is the food? Because we got it. So we're known for that, but also, we're known for movement. Like, this is where Ferguson wasn't first. What happened in Ferguson was not the first movement. The people that have lived here in the St. Louis area, it goes back. It makes me think about Dred Scott. The Dred Scott case was heard just up the street, like literally right here, but just a few blocks up. The Dred Scott case was heard and decided by 5 enslavers that said that, he, as a black person, he wasn't able to be, we weren't able to be citizens. So movement has happened, and he fought that, and movement has happened ever since. So we are a community of fighters, we're a community of activists, a community of advocates, but we're also some fierce lovers. Because we love, let me see, St. Louis, if I could think of one thing St. Louis loves St. Louis.
All right, let me ask you then, what's the city that St. Louis has the biggest beef with? Let's get messy.
Chicago.
That's what I've heard.
Right. Our campaign manager is from Chicago originally, but she loves St. Louis.
I love St. Louis.
That's what I've heard. I've heard that there's beef. Why is there beef with Chicago?
Well, I don't know what historically necessarily started it, but I will say, well, one is industry, like we talked about before. Industry did move to Chicago from here. A lot of industry did, but also, people try to call us, like South Chicago, and that's not us. But we're a big city, and we were a bigger city, and we were top 5 biggest cities, many years ago. And now we're so much smaller. So I think it's a little rift there.
So that's actually something I wanted to ask you about. For those who might not know, what's the distinction between county and city? Because I feel like there's a lot of friction there. What's that about?
Yeah, so St. Louis City and county, so the split happened, the divorce happened in 1876. And ever since then, there has been this divide, city-county lines. And there has been this morphing of who lives where. Part of the issue is we know that like heavily black populated communities were pushed out that live out here were pushed out into the county. Divestment happened, in St. Louis City. And then so people, because it was, it was new, it was fresh, people felt like, oh, I'm better than you because I live in this part of town. It's not so much anymore, but I think that's where a lot of that came from. Now people have moved back and forth so much now that I think that we are doing better. But I think also we've been beat up so much to where it's like, I need y'all and y'all need us. Like that line isn't there for so many of us as far as, like I can't go into the city, you can't go into the county. But at the end of the day, our district is city and county. So if you're in the first district, we won.
Yeah. So from what I understand, Missouri is a very red state, but your district is a very blue district, plus 43 if I'm not mistaken, 23rd most blue district in the country, tied with another district. What are some of the challenges that you face being a Democrat, a Democratic congressional representative in a state that's dominated by Republican politics?
Because they do trash and then they pin it on St. Louis. They want the revenue from St. Louis. They want St. Louis and Kansas City to carry the state, but then they dog us out. They want to run St. Louis from the state, and so that's a big issue. I'll say one of the issues though that was a problem for me in Congress was because we are such a deep blue district, it's like, oh, we don't have to prioritize your community. We don't have to do this or that because we don't need it to look like you're winning so that you can win your race and keep your seat against the Republicans. We need to save all of that energy, bills being passed, money being delivered to the communities. We need to try to save that for people in these purple districts, in these swing districts, so that they can look good, so that they can get reelected. But that doesn't mean that you take away from communities like mine. And so, calling it flyover country, it's not flyover country, boo. And so it's not flyover country. That's why I made sure every time I got up on that microphone, I would start off with St. Louis and I. Because St. Louis and I brought St. Louis with me. And I needed every single person in Congress to know what I represent. Who do I represent? St. Louis. I made sure. And I can tell you, I don't know who most people in Congress represent. I don't know their district. But ask people, where do Cori represent? St. Louis. St. Louis.
Okay. What else?
What else can I ask?
Y'all get y'all questions ready because we're going to have a couple people come up and talk.
What are some of the biggest hurdles that you have to climb in this election cycle? Like, be as tough and as honest as possible.
Yeah. So one of the biggest hurdles that I have to climb in this election cycle is people feeling like it costs so much against you. Like that $15 million that was spent against me last time, what if they spend that against you this time? If we fundraise, if we give, will you still lose because it wasn't enough? So should I donate because it won't touch the $15 million? We don't need to raise $15 million. Organized people will beat the organized money. We just have to have enough to be on the map. We have to have enough to be able to get on the doors, and we pay people to go on the doors. We have to have enough to show up at every single meeting we can show up at. We need to be on television, internet. We need to be on the radio. We need to do that. So that's the biggest hurdle, alongside the fact that Black women receive the least amount of contributions. Research shows that we do. And so people will say, oh, I love you, Cori. They'll get up and they will ask me for a photo. They will have me sign a piece of paper. And then they will give the person that they didn't say they love, the person that didn't excite them with a speech, somebody they didn't care to take a picture with, they'll give that person $500 and they'll give me $3. They'll give me $11. That's another issue. It's like that implicit bias. Like, it's good enough for us to mother. It's good enough for us it's good enough for us to be this strong electorate within the party, but it's not good enough for us to lead in the way to where you show it with your money so we can get in the seat. Let me say, I need the big money out of politics. I don't want you to have to spend money to get us in these seats. I don't. You need that money in your pocket. But we're not there right now, so I need help to be able to get there. So you said be as honest as I can. That is the thing that is the biggest barrier, is people feeling like people extract, but then they're like, you know what it feels like sometimes? I'm gonna be real. It feels like tap dancing. Like, come tap dance for me. And then I'll see if I want to toss something out to you. And it's sad because I do this work because I love you. I do this work because you mean enough to me.
So we didn't volunteer because we love you.
And so I do this work because I need to be what I needed. When I was asleep in a car, around the corner, on the street with my kids, and elected officials were acting like people like me, like we weren't worthy of their respect or even their time. I want to be what I needed. When I was hungry and I was only feeding my kids some days and not feeding myself, I want to be what I needed. When my friends were dying from drug overdoses or dying being shot back in the 90s over and over and over again, I want to be what we needed. When I didn't have health care, I want to be what I needed. When I showed up and the nurse looked at me like, well, you ain't got the money to be here, you're going to have to go to another hospital. I want to be what I needed. And so when people treat it like it sounds good and you got me all inspired and I'm so happy that you did that for me, but I can't waste my dollars on you to get you in this seat, it hurts. It hurts. And I'll say this lastly. When I have people in the media who put out these horrible, these lies about me, when you know good damn well that is not right.
when you know that my work is actually for the people, when you know that we are doing everything we can, I'm breaking my back for my community because that's what we deserve. When you know that the joke that's in the seat don't give a dang about the people of St. Louis, when you know that he is funded by Republicans to do the work to stop us from moving forward, when you know that and you still run these articles against us, that is, I just can't understand. I don't understand. Because if I do things well, St. Louis prospers. Every single person. I need every person to do amazing. I don't even just want you to do well. I want you to kick ass. I want you to do so well to where your kids feel it. That's what I need. And I'm gonna work hard to get you there. And so what I don't need is for people lying on me, for people spitting on my name, for people making this stuff to make me seem like I'm not, you know, making me be who they want me to be. Those are the barriers.
Damn.
Passion over profit. Cori, 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 Cori. I love y'all back.
All right, I got one last question.
Okay.
And,
Don't make me cry this time.
I'm sorry. See, they're gonna hit me with that attack ad now. They're gonna be like, he made Cori Bush
Make Cori cry.
Yeah.
How dare you?
CNN story tomorrow.
Yeah. So we talked about the hurdles, but it's not a secret that you were made out to be an example for doing something that is expected of politicians to do in theory, which is to say the truth and to fight for justice.
Yes.
No matter how powerful the forces are in opposition. But since then, do you feel like the attitude shift has been dramatic and that more and more people now recognize exactly what you were saying about both Israel's influence on American democracy, but also what Israel was doing being completely unacceptable, a genocide?
Absolutely.
Is there hope?
There is hope. There's so much hope. Because when I first entered Congress, I would not have thought that on this issue we would be where we are right now.
Yes.
People didn't even want to hear us say the word Palestine. And now everybody says it. You know, everybody, and so many people are recognizing Palestine. So many people are recognizing that what happened could have been avoided. You know, so many lives could be saved right now had people listened. So I do think the tide has changed because also people are, I think, no, I won't say I think, AIPAC overplayed their hand. So did Netanyahu and his government. They've overplayed their hand. AIPAC thought by taking out me and Jamal Bowman the way that they did, we won. We tough. Yeah. Not only we won, we tough. We took out 2 Black Caucus members in their faces. How about that? They overplayed their hand though, because what they did was the world wanted to know, wait a minute, how did that happen? What happened? And when the world started asking what happened, they found AIPAC there. And now everybody is woke. Everybody has come to the conclusion that we don't want some group who lobbies for a foreign government, regardless of what nation it is, to dictate who is the representative in St. Louis or in Detroit or in any other city. So the tide has turned, but we need more. We need more people speaking up. We need more people to hop on these podcasts like that you're doing. We need more people that will use their platform. Y'all, it's basic humanity. It's basic humanity. We care the same way for Palestinians that we care for Cubans, for Somalis, for the Uyghur community. We care for each and every person. And the thing is, we don't put anyone supreme over another. Because baby, your blood like mine. We bleed the same way, you know? And as an elected official, it's the same thing. And your elected officials you don't serve your electeds. And that's the place that we're in. We serve you. So, but the tide has turned because people are saying we don't want APAC or big crypto, big real estate, big pharma, big oil, war, whoever. We don't want any of them dictating our elections. And we don't want our elected officials being lobbied by them the way they are. So the tide has turned tremendously. And look at all the candidates running.
Yeah.
It's candidates all across the country, you all saying they're not taking APAC money.
Yeah. And not only that, but there's also, it's not even just about refusing to take APAC money, because we all know that some people just say that,
They say it,
but there are different groups like DMFI and other subsidiaries that will still funnel resources into candidates that they know will end up working not at the behest of their citizens, not at the behest of their constituents, but serve the purpose of these big corporations or even sometimes foreign countries.
Right.
What I always try to communicate to politicians I talk to, the candidates I talk to, is you have to be saying things that make it impossible for APAC to give you money. And not just APAC, but DMFI and United Democracy Project and all these other companies, all these other lobbying organizations. They have to know where you stand on this issue. That they couldn't even fathom giving you the money. And I think that's what a lot of even Democrats are trying to message around right now, where they talk out of both sides of their mouth. They say, oh yeah, we're not taking a dime on APAC, but other lobbyists, that's fine. They're donors, that's fine. And they try to find this reasonable middle ground where genocide is black or white.
Yeah.
Right. ICE, it's the same. And even on the domestic level, it's the same with ICE, right?
Yeah.
This is a black and white issue. Like there's no focus group tested message that you can arrive at that you have to speak with conviction.
That's right.
And you have to speak for truth and justice, and you really do that, and that's precisely why I'm so fortunate to be here and I feel honored that I can even share this space with you. So thank you so much for having me.
Thank you for being here, and thank you for exciting the people of St. Louis today.
Missouri Worker Center?
Missouri Worker Center.
Here you go.
Good shit. All right, thank you.
Thank you so much. All right, we're gonna move out. All right. I still have the CNN microphone on me.
Oh shit.
Did they leave?
No way left here.
That's crazy. Did I leave it with you guys? I can just text Tony actually.
Yeah,
try to figure it out. But let's go to the car.
Thanks, Sam. Love you.
Thanks for being here. Thank you so much.
I'm just saying.
Thank you.
Caroline, you coming in?
Do we have eyes on Caroline?
Oh wait, is Caroline not here? Oh, there you are.